Jacob.
Yes. How we doing? Good afternoon. To those of you tuning in from America, good evening. To those of you tuning in at night in the UK, happy Friday. We made it to the weekend. We are less than 24 hours, y'all. We are absolutely less than 24 hours to seeing what we've all been craving for so long. And by craving, I more mean like I'm addicted and I don't want the remedy to be unaddicted. How are you doing though? Welcome in episode number 52 here of the Untitled series on United Spurs of America. I am Jacob. There's the name. There it is. Hope you've hit the like. Grab a seat. Grab the free beer on the way in is what I say. Participate in that poll if you're here live. But if you're not here live, I do appreciate you watching back on playback. Appreciate anyone who does do that. It takes major dedication to the channel to do that. So I appreciate you 100%. Lots to talk about. Obviously got to preview the Sheffield match. Ange Postecogloulou with some moistening quotes, to say the least. He said some things about mental health and players and footballers and humans and etc. And honestly, anytime the father speaks at the table, it's time to shut up and listen. Let's have it right. It's time to shut up and listen when the daddy is talking. El Padrino is talking at the table. And honestly, I loved hearing what he had to say. Absolutely loved hearing what he had to say. But how are we doing? Episode number 52. Got a match tomorrow. It's hard for me to sit still. And I ain't even been drinking that much coffee neither. But it's hard for me to sit still. I hope y'all are doing well. See, the chat is already bumping. But let me first see what's going on with the poll. How do you feel about the weekend fixture? 46% says will be an entertaining win, while 24% humbly says easy dub, no excuses. Yo, I'm all over the board right now, so if you want to know my official answer, I don't know if I can give it to you right now. Damn, I just saw this gray hair, yo. Y'all see this? This is new. Holy shit. I just looked over here and I seen it. I'm getting old, y'all. Damn. Right before our very eyes, I'm getting old on this screen. Damn. Look at that. That wasn't there yesterday, was it? I'm not trying to have like a little mini existential crisis here live on air, but that gray hair, that one's been there for a minute. So we're not going to talk about Jimmy. But Johnny here, when did that come in? Holy shit. I don't look in a mirror often enough, I guess. Damn. Anywho, let me see what's up with the chat. That's wow, man. I'm like, holy shit. I'm getting streaks. Oh my goodness. Not going to freak out here live on air about another gray hairs. I knew I had a little patch going on somewhere in here. That happened when my first son was born, and I blame him and my wife. But this one right here, who am I blaming for that? That's new. Damn. Shouldn't have got such a camera that could tell that, because it's very fucking distracting. Anyway, sorry. I'm digressing from the show. How are you doing? My goodness. 29 votes, 28 likes. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to crack up at the fact that I have another fucking gray hair, and I'm not going to lose it. Not going to lose it. But just a girl who loves Spurs with the first comment of the day. Knocked it out. You got double first place prize technically, because I always give out first place to the first person who's here, and then I also give out first place to the first YouTube chat member. So you're the first YouTube chat member and chatter in the chat. Chatting it up. Big up Kate, just a girl who loves Spurs. Steady as Shark says, I already grabbed my free beer or brought it. I don't even know how this works anymore. Steady as Shark, you're here, and that's all that matters. I appreciate you. Not thinking about my gray hair. Nick Brown, hi Jacob, ready for your show to relax and tomorrow to get excited for good looking football and win. I was on earlier with Henry Wright and Sean for just a moment, and Sean said something. He said that he goes to sleep to my voice, and I've heard it a few times, and I initially don't sound like a compliment when someone says listening to your show puts me to sleep ever so gently, but he meant it as a compliment in regards to my voice, or I guess the way that I talk. I don't know, but big up Nick Brown. Hopefully you can relax. I'm not too relaxed right now because it's almost game day. I'm not very relaxed on game. This is why I don't do watch-alongs, because I don't know what Jacob you're going to get on a watch-along, to be quite frankly. Zapur is in the house, another YouTube chat member and the director of football of the Discord channel. If Discord is a thing that you like to do, in the description of this video and every video going forward will be a link to the Discord. We watch games in there together. We chat in there. We're just getting it started, so it is in the early stages. So if you are already in there and you're like, why is it dead? Just, I'm an old man. As you can see, I got fucking gray hairs growing on top of my head. So I'm learning Discord. Big ups up for it, director of football. I'm tripping about this gray hair, y'all. I'm not going to front. I'm not going to front right now. I'm a little bit tripping about this gray hair. Anywho, Chris Peters, evening Jacob and all in the chat. Big up Chris Peters, how you doing, sir? Adrian Shroka, good evening. Good evening to you, sir. Hope you are well. Big up Nick Barry Postecoglu, how are you doing? I'm going to put it on your chin. And he means a lot of loving. That's what he means. Nothing nasty. Drula, good evening Jacob and all. Big up Drula, how are you doing? Good evening to you. Zapur says, at least I got the first vote. Elbow cough, are you dabbing? What is that? David Cooper, big up Jacob and fellow chatters. Big up Coop Dog in the house. Member of the 10-inch club, indeedy. Big up David Cooper. Archibald says, evening people, I like to think there's a single malt whiskey in those tubes. What tubes? What tubes are you talking about? Oh, you're talking about the player awards. The awards that's in the thumbnail. Is that what you're talking about? I think that might be what you're talking about. Jim, Jacob, hi mate. Hope you and the family are well. Course. Big up Jim. Good to see you, my friend. Another YouTube chat member and significant other and lover of sorts, some would say, to just a girl who loves Spurs. But good to have you both here in the house. Feels normal now. Feels like we can have dinner finally. It says hello to everyone in the chat. Ange press conference is on now. It's on now, and I decided to go on now when the freaking press conference is on. That's great. Can y'all keep me updated in the chat? So what great planning, Jacob. Actually, I didn't plan this at all. My wife is now picking up more work, so she wasn't home. So I had to do the show a little later. Also, want to say shout out to Dermot. I didn't actually jump on his show. I said I would, but I did not. Apologies for that, but was doing this. So big up. Ravi as well says, go on, Jacob. Bad to the bone. I like that, Ravi. And Joshua, big up, Jacob. I predict a 5-0 win. So Joshua, did you vote easy dub incoming, no excuses? Because 5-0 win, that's an easy dub, no excuses, in my opinion. Steady as Shark, OST win. Official soundtrack. Oh, I was trying. What? Like, you want me to? You know what? I'll have to do something about that. My father-in-law is the one who makes all the music. Maybe I'll get him to put out a soundtrack or something. We can release that. Question: has Angel Ball got a plan B versus low block teams? I would say yes, and we'll see it on display tomorrow. Because to my knowledge, Sheffield is a low block team. I think, like any low block team, you just got to chip away at them. Eventually, they will tire out. The more we run over them, the more we run through them. I am still not thinking about that gray hair, I promise. Big up Nick Brown, arrived back in time. Boxing Kangaroos in the house. Big up Mighty Jacob, you demand. Big up Boxing Kangaroo. Bill, big up everyone. Good to see you back, Bill. I think it's been a while since I've seen this name in the chat, but hope you're doing well, my friend. Good evening to you. Like on your way into the Koi's party, please. Jim said please. I mean, this is the magic word. If the magic word can't get you to hit the like, I don't know what will. Over 50 of y'all in the house. We're hitting 31 likes, so appreciate everyone who is hitting that like on the way in. Daniel Montana Dun. The Dawn of Montana, Daniel. I don't know why it's such trouble with your name, sir. But big up. Good to see you here. I see you over at Football Heritage. I see you around supporting a bunch of channels. I feel honored to have you here, sir. Big up, Daniel. The Dawn of Montana. Montandundun. We're going to move along. I'll figure it out as we go. Zapur says, I cannot believe we get to wake up to tomorrow with Ange Ball. Zapur, it's at 7 a.m. for you, 8 a.m. for me. But I'll tell you what, I will be wide awake before that. I can guarantee it. Bobby K. Big up. I'm having trouble reading today. I really think this fucking gray hair threw me off, man. And then this, like, what's going on? Is my hairline receding? Why is this hair drooping down right there? I'm tripping live on air. Sorry about that, y'all. David Calvino, good evening, everyone. My first game tomorrow. Looking forward to it. You going to be at the match? I know a few people are going to be there. Nick and Sean are going to be there. I was talking with them a little bit earlier. I think it's going to be a fun match. I think you're going to have a hell of a time, David Calvino. I think you're going to have a hell of a time, indeedy. I don't know why I keep saying indeedy. Ravi, Jacob, what blend of coffee do you drink? Cheap. I go with, it's yellow and red, and it's called Cafe Bustelo. It's like an espresso mix. It's cheap. It's like $6 for a big ass tin of it. I'm fine with that. I am not no upper class woman. Hansi G, or man, Ange the man. In the interview, Ange was the Godfather. He is the man. He is the Godfather. Big up Daniel. Alrighty, Jacob. Hello to the chat. 2-0 win. Sorry. Hey, you can get your. You can. All right. Here's what I'm gonna do. We're 13 minutes in here. And you know, on prediction shows, I want to know who your goal scorers and what your final score and your goal scorers are. So if you want to get those in now, you can, Luca. If you're about to leave or something, let me know. I'll star it. I will star your predictions and I'll bring them up at the end. We'll talk about them as I bring up mine as well. Afternoon. Jacob, welcome to the Gray Hair Club. I've been going gray since I was 27. Now I'm late 30s. I'm 32. I'll be 33 in November 1st, if you care. This should not be happening yet. I know some friends who've already balded right now, but I feel like I'm falling apart, yo. This hair is pissing me off too. Then I got the damn gray hair. I'm not trying to talk about my damn hair. I'm trying to talk about Tottenham. We play in less than 24 hours. And here I am. My eyes keep going back to this gray hair right there. It wasn't there yesterday, I swear. Maybe I need to check the tape and I just didn't see it. I don't know. Big up Chelsea Blue and Blue smashing the likes. Again, a rival is here hitting the likes. Why can't you? I don't know. But I see 40 votes and 40 likes, so everybody here has been hitting the like, and I appreciate that very much. Kate says, gotta say, Jacob, I noticed the grays the other day, mate. Fuck. Are you fucking serious? Are you serious, Kate? It's that noticeable? Oh my God. All right. Moving along. Limmy says, Jacob, you're so young you think old school is something from the 90s. I was born in 1990. I'm from the 90s. I was born in 1990. I'm from the 90s. So I am old school. I think I'm old. You're right. James Paratrooper flying in from the skies to say hello. How you doing, James? Says Ainge is not only a world-class manager, but he's a world-class man. That answer he gave concerning Richie made me emotional, and I cried. Big up, James. It is a very emotional thing. That's obviously one of the things I have highlighted. You know, y'all know me, how I like to do on these Untitled series. I have a list of things that I've starred on the Twitter or the X. Is it the X or is it just X? I don't know. The dude doesn't even name his kids with like actual names. So of course he named this like X, but I don't know why I'm thinking about Elon Musk, but there you go. But big up, James. You know, I like that we have this manager while Richarlison is going through whatever he's going through. And I'm not going to speak too much on it because I don't know all the facts and all the ins and outs of Richarlison's situation. I can only speak on it as a fan perspective, from a fan show, that I just don't think he's good enough. And with a squad that has scored 5 goals away from home, I wouldn't really change it, personally. So I just don't see him starting. I don't know that you go see a psychiatrist and then all of a sudden you should be starting. I think you still got to prove it on the pitch, but I hope he does get his mind right. And I think we have a great foundation for him to get his mind right. And the manager gets it. The manager, I have a big, long-ass quote, too, from him. Obviously, I'm not going to read every part of it, but there were some key highlight parts that I do want to talk about. But big up, James. Hope you're keeping well. Cursor says, like secured. Big up, Jacob. Big up, Cursor. Hope you're keeping well. Woohoo. Do I win your gray hair? Why you want to win my gray hair? I don't want to talk about my gray hair anymore. Ian Smith. God, look, it wasn't there. Was it there yesterday, Kate? You're tripping me out now. You said you noticed it the other day. So I guess I'm just fucking old now. Ian Smith says, big up. I have more gray hairs than you, man. Big up, Ian. There you go. Someone making me feel better here. Patty Harden, evening, buddy. All in the chat. Hope all is good. Shout out to Limerick Spurs. How you doing, Patty? How are you doing, indeed? See, I did not say indeed. You've got that Bob Ross soothing tone, says Steady as Shark. Big up. Glad I can at least be soothing. Yeah, I try and keep everything immaculate If the tones are immaculate, then we're doing something right. David Calvino. Didn't go to Man United of this season. Oh, y'all talking about going to games. DeFarsher's in the house. DeFarsher, big up. How you doing with that big ass carp? I think you told me it was a carp. Big up, Ren. Good morning. Good morning. Hope you have caffeinated beverage. I have mine. I guess you could still say this. I'm drinking out of Ange Postecoglou's cup. Ignore the coffee stain, but Papa Postecoglou Bear. I'm still drinking out his cup. He's the #1 dad. I love Ange. Oh, got a super chat here from Kate. Going to skip ahead in the chat just a second. Jacob, I noticed them when we streamed together. That was 2 days ago. So you've known for 2 days, Kate, and you ain't said nothing to me. I see how it is. I see how it is. Hydration Nation, pause for the cause, one time for the one time. But Kate, thank you so much for the super chat. I can't believe you didn't say anything to me. You didn't tell me I was getting old. That hurts. Ooh, big up, Daniel. Wow. Major generous super chat here. Big up, Daniel. I think this might be your first or second time in the chat, and you're already blessing me with a very big donation to the channel. I do appreciate that. It says, quote, the dawn of Montana. The dawn of, why did I read it like that? The dawn of Montana. The dawn of Montana. I love it, Jacob. I think you'll win 2-0. Oh, are you not a Spurs fan? Where I don't know that logo. I don't know who that is. Let me know who's your team. It says, I think you'll win 2-0. I reckon they'll defend deep and try their absolute best to frustrate you, but you'll get 2 goals 60 minutes onwards and secure the win. I'm enjoying your team at the moment. Daniel, did you see how we played last season? That wasn't a lot of fun, but the way that we're playing this season was a lot of fun. And I know you probably haven't heard all my spiels, but I'm the fan. I know I've seen you on Sava's chat, and Sava's very much like he views football with his mind and his brain, and he takes his emotions out of it. Daniel, I'm going to be really upfront and honest. I try to. I always have the ongoing battle inside. I call it the yin and yang of my heart and my head, because my emotions, I'm just an emotional guy. I love my club and I love the players who play for it. So I do have emotional takes about things, but sometimes they're an emotional take and I happen to be correct. And sometimes I look at things from a more realistic standpoint, but I do appreciate you with this. I do agree with you. I think 2-0 is that's doable. I'm expecting more personally. I'm expecting Spurs to go out there and put a few on their head. I do think, without giving any cookies away before the finale of the show, I do think we will concede at some point in the match. You live by the sword, you die by the sword. We're always going forward. We're always pushing forward, so naturally that would lend you to be more open in behind, and I think I'm okay with that. I'm okay with conceding goals. Like, I think when we go to the Emirates, I think we will concede goals there as well, but I don't think we'll lose. Little spoiler alert for the preview 2 weeks from now, but big up, Daniel. The dawn of Montana. Why do I say Montana when I say dawn like that? The dawn of Montana. How you doing, Daniel Montan? I don't know how to say your last name, but I'm just going to call you the Dawn of Montana. Since you love it, I love it. Thank you so much for the generous super chat here too as well. I do appreciate that. Let's see. I read that comment. I started going gray at 19, says Ren. Embrace it, my man. It's cool now. Is it in style? Is it in style? I hope it's in style. My wife did say, she said she likes the silver in my hair. I don't like it. It makes me feel old. You are blessed. I'm bald, says HMS. Well, there you go. There's some perspective. So I am blessed to at least retain my hair thus far. Jacob, they say a diet of kangaroo helps with gray hair. Just gonna move along. Why would you want to eat a kangaroo? Why would you want me to eat a kangaroo? Huh? You're supposed to love a kangaroo. That's my whole thing here. Hug a kangaroo. Don't eat it. They're our friends, not food. They deserve to be loved. But again, I'm American. I've never been to Australia. I hear all types of crazy stories going on out there. So it's nice to be missed back. Oh, of course, Kate. We always miss you when you're not around. Rodney Roberts, greetings all. Come on, you Spurs. Big up. That's a new name in the chat. Hope you are keeping well. Says greetings all. Come on, you Spurs. Big up. I don't think I've seen you in the chat before, but how you doing? Good afternoon or evening, wherever you may be tuning in from. Lisa is in the house. Big up, Jacob. You were too funny earlier with Henry and Sean. Great stuff. You have to keep going on. Yeah, it was cool. I just, I always show support on Henry's channel. He's a big channel out there, and I just always say big ups. How you doing? Hope y'all are well. That kind of shit. Keep it 100. And then he was just like, let me know if you want to come on. So he had me on. That was kind of nice. Very spur of the moment. But I had a good chat with him. Hopefully we get to do some sometime soon. I did indeed vote easy dub, as I think once we score first, Sheffield will crumble. Big up, Joshua. It's interesting. I do think we'll concede at some point. Now, I don't know if it'll be off the jump like with Burnley, or we'll go up and then they'll draw us. It remains to be seen. I just think there's a high likelihood of that to happen. Now, we could very much go out there and just stomp them from the very beginning and then basically put the cigarette out with our boot instantly, and there's no smoke coming off of it. That could very well happen. I'm so excited for tomorrow, honestly. Milton Nobrega, hello. Hi, Jacob, everyone in the chat. Hope everyone is well. Bring on the blades. Bring them on. I am not afraid of them blades, I'll tell you that much. Lisa says hello to all the regular chat lovelies. Yes, hello. Mr. K, hello. Mr. K says hi, everyone. Come on, you Spurs. Big up, Mr. K. Hope you're keeping well, sir. Jacob, we have a big pitch, and and that's what she said. And they can play low block. It won't make a difference, my friend. I'm not concerned. You know what is weird? It is very strange to me that all the pitches aren't the same size, like around the league. That's very strange to me. Can anyone in the chat explain that? Can anyone explain why? As an American, that doesn't make sense to me. I remember seeing it on the Ted Lasso show, and I was like, yeah, why do all the pitches... And it's interesting. Captain Grandma says, Jacob, you've woken me up again, and now my shoes won't fit. What's going on? I woke you up again, and now your shoes won't fit. Did you have small shoes, or did your feet swell? Maybe you need to drink some water? Hydration Nation? Pause for the cause? Question mark? I don't know. But how you doing? Good morning, Captain Grandma. Hope you're keeping well. Alan Bennett says, just had kangaroo and chips. Okay. I hope you're pleased with your life choices, Mr. Alan Bennett. Mr. K. Alan, why would you tell me that? I don't want to know that you just devoured a freaking cute, cuddly little kangaroo. Come on. Why would you eat a kangaroo, dude? Love the kangaroo. Smash a like, everyone. Come on, you Spurs. Big up, Mr. K. I appreciate you saying that. Ren says, late night for me. Game starts at midnight after a full day of finals football here in Australia. My team's in the final, but I was injured this year. That is unfortunate that you were injured. Reminds me one season, the season was about to start. We were in warm-ups, and I was feeling great during warm-ups, and I go to jump and punch a ball out of the air. I was a keeper, obviously. I go to punch a ball out of the air, and when I do, and I come down and I rolled my ankle and the thing swelled up, fucked up my ankle. It sucked. It was the first match of the season. Warm-ups, I'm feeling great, and I shattered my ankle. Absolutely awful. But big up and good lucks to y'all in the final. Because, I mean, even if y'all win, I guess you still get a ring. That's how it works. Mike, okay, Ren. We were just having a good chat, and then you tell me your cats like to eat kangaroo. What world is this? What are we doing out there in Australia? Y'all are all eating on the kangaroos? What's going on here? Big up, Lisa. Big up, Elvis G, another YouTube chat member in the house. Is evening, Jacob, in the chat. Not long until the return of Ange Ball. Not long indeed. I cannot wait, honestly. Foxy's in the house. Big up, Foxy. Sheffield United will shock a few tomorrow and get a draw. Manager of the month curse. Interesting take here. Very interesting take indeed. Says the manager of the month curse will come back to bite us. Now, I did see some tweets, and obviously we're going to talk about it. It was in the thumbnail. We have manager of the month and we have player of the month. Who's talking to me nicely? Maybe they're talking too nicely to me. I don't know. But are we concerned? Y'all sound concerned about it. At least from this comment, you seem concerned, Foxy. Honestly, I'm not concerned, because this man is the breaker of curses. Ange is the breaker of curses. Everyone said we never go Arsenal and win. We will. They said, oh, manager of the month, this, that, and the other. It don't matter. Look at the man on the right. I mean, I love James Maddison. What a beautiful smile. Shiny blue eyes. What a specimen. But on the right, that's where my eyes go every time. Look at that man. Burly. He's got the gray hairs. Makes me feel better about mine. I don't think the Manager of the Month curse, but I'm curious what y'all think in the chat below. Do y'all think Manager of the Month curse is going to attack us or what? But honestly, just look at Ainge for a second. I want you all to just look at Ainge for a second and just tell me what y'all think. There you go. There's one more for you. That's not Ainge or Maddison, but there you go. Let's see here. Big up, Foxy. I hope you're wrong. I hope you're wrong. But, well, we'll see. Big up. You like bitter coffee. Yeah, I don't really care. Just get it in the gullet is more my motto. Just get it down. Just get it down there and start using it. Kangaroos are savage. They evolved to lure dingoes into water because they've got the upper hand and they rip open dogs with their claws. Holy shit. This isn't... They don't show me this in America. No one... In my Nat Geo flip cards that I had as a kid when I fell in love with kangaroos, I was about 7 or 8, because my mom had this thing full of Nat Geo and had all these animals and showed where they're native to and all these facts, and I was just like, I don't know why, I just loved kangaroos. They were the most beautiful animal I've ever seen. I thought they were super cool, and then I saw videos of them boxing motherfuckers, and I was like, these are some bad kangaroos, man. And then, you know, I just loved them ever since I was a kid. That's why I've got all these stuffed animals. I didn't buy them because of Ainge, I promise. I bought them, well, I didn't buy them. My mom bought them for me when I was a baby. Jaco says, Ainge will use the speed of Solomon and Johnson to break Sheffield down. This is another question I have, Jaco. Not like you specifically, but I had a question coming into this stream, and I was curious where people were going to land with it. Do y'all think James Maddison, why am I thinking about James Maddison? Do y'all think Brennan Johnson will come in and start for Kulusevski immediately? Because I did hear the argument of, you know, we did score 5 goals away from home with that 11. So the mind would say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? But I also, I played a little bit of devil's advocate here, and I said, well, hang on. If Brennan Johnson was Ange Postecoglou's #1 target, right, he would already have some idea of how he wants to utilize this kid. Then if you go and grab your #1 target, the argument I made after that would be, doesn't it make the most sense? I mean, you did it with Mickey Van de Veen, who was arguably not your top target, but he was, I guess, you know, the best center back that we have at that position. So makes sense after 3-4 training sessions to put him into the starting lineup at the very first opening day of Premier League. It was risky. He rolled the dice, and he looked absolutely in his element. Van de Veen did not look out of his depth. So I trust Ange Postecoglou's judgment at the end of the day, because he will get it right. I'm just so damn curious. I can't wait till the lineup is released, honestly, because I just want to know where he's at. It's good to know where Ainge feels he's at. It will absolutely tell us a lot if he starts with Solomon and Brennan Johnson and Son, and Kulu sees the bench. It is absolutely indicative of how he feels about Kulusevski, because let's remember, we picked up Kulusevski's purchase option, I believe, before we had actually appointed Ainge Postecoglou. Someone tell me if I'm wrong. Someone fact check me here, but I'm pretty certain. Or maybe it was like right when we had done it. Someone needs to check the dates for me, but I believe it was, I could have sworn we signed Kulusevski officially, like we did the buy option thing officially after, or excuse me, officially before we actually brought Postecoglou in. So that's why I was like, oh wow, Kulusevski's a club signing. It'll be very interesting to see. Chris Peters, Bustelo Coffee's mix of Cuban and Puerto Rican coffee. Shout out Puerto Rico every single time. Let me star these. I will star these. No, don't want to ruin anything. Let me star those. If you want to get your score predictions in, give me your score prediction, who wins, and who is your Spurs goal scorers. Any Rivals fans, you can definitely tell me otherwise. You must be greedy for a 5-0 win against the 17th place team. I am greedy, Hansi. Give me all the loot. Give me the loot. Give me the loot. That's what I say. November gang, Jacob. Gang, Scorpios, check in. I'm 38, November 6th. Scorpios represent. Hey, come on. Everyone's tapping in. That's right. Let me star that. And Jacob, if you're Ainge, who do you use as your impact subs in this fixture? I'm thinking Brendan Johnson. You let Kulusevski, who's ran the most distance in the Premier League, you let him wear him down on that right for 65, 70 minutes, pull him off last 25 minutes of a match, have Brendan Johnson with that blistering pace. I think it will absolutely do wonders. That might be what we do. That might be what we do. Big up Jake Kisman in the house. Big up Jake Ho. Jacob, at least you have hair. At least you have hair on your dome. But this wasn't there yesterday. I'm not tripping about the gray hair, I swear. And I ain't been thinking about it, I swear. But I'm lying to you right now. Dye your hair blonde, Jacob, and no one will notice. I just show up on here looking like Alejandro Garnacho or some shit. I got that Mason Mount haircut. Check on me. Call my wife and family. Make sure I'm okay if I start pulling up with that Mason Mount cut. Ren says I can't see it, and I'm wearing my glasses and everything. It's right there. It's this one right here in the front. That wasn't there yesterday. Do not pull them out, or you'll get double, says Drula. Okay, good shout, good shout. I swear down. I said to Jim, Jacob is going gray. It's very distinguished. Don't worry about it. So you even told Jim that I was going gray. Dang. Big up H Talks. Says big up Jacob. Just got back from Mexico. Ainge is looking like the real deal. Do you have faith he will deliver a trophy? Weirdly, I do. Not this year. Maybe not next year. But if we stick with what we're doing, there's nothing that says that will stop us if we take them absolutely serious. Big up H Talks. Good to see you here. Alan Bennett, you big tart, man up. Tart sounds like a candy, and that sounds kind of good. I like candy. Boxing Kangaroo, Jacob, your true color is starting to show. Strand by strand. Shut up, Boxing Kangaroo. I will not eat kangaroos. Yep, shout out to the Mexican gang. Gang. Elvis G, Jacob, chill about the hair. Stress can make your hair grayer and fall out. That's the problem. It's the snake eating its own tail, right? He's hungry, but now he's taken away from himself. It's kind of the same thing with the gray hair. I need to stop thinking about it. Chris says apparently there's some injuries with the Sheffield team, but I'm sure we'll win. I hope we win, Chris. I do hope we win. Let's see here. 35 minutes in, 90 of y'all in the house. Big shout out. Happy Friday to the 90. See 63 likes. Let's try and get those likes up. 61 votes. So really y'all are killing it, because normally there's like 30 people who vote but don't like the video, and then 4 people dislike the video. Shout out those 4. But I appreciate y'all. Y'all got 64 likes, 61 votes. I mean, what can I do but not complain? Let me start Jay Coe's comment there. And again, shout out Kate and Daniel, the Dawn of Montana. The Dawn of Montana, Daniel. Big up for these super chats. Catching up on the chat, don't y'all worry. I will see you if you said hello. I will make sure to say hello as well. The Mighty Blades be cutting us down. Yeah, I tried to make that an option if you feel like them blades are going to slice and dice. I didn't know what else to put. But 3% has voted for the Mighty Blades are going to cut us down. So Daniel Field, someone thinks there's at least one vote, I believe, 1 or 2 votes saying that Sheffield's going to cut us down. It'll be interesting. Philly, big up Jacob. You missed your calling. You should provide commentary. You make better listen to the people currently doing color commentary. Well, they hire. I did, full disclosure, Philly, I did actually want to do color in American sports broadcasting, but the market was shifting at that time when I was graduating college from having like a normal dude like me versus having a retired player or a retired manager. Once it shifted in that way, then I was like, well, shit, I guess I don't really have a choice here. Because they will not hire me to do that, because I'm not an ex-player or coach. But big up, Philly. Appreciate you with the compliments. Chris says, I'm 57, started getting gray hairs 20 years ago, but now they're going back to brown because I decided to go onto the chill side. Interesting. Howdy, y'all Spurs fan. Big up Wayne Bonner in the house. YouTube chat member, big up. I'm going to star that for your prediction. I am starring all your predictions, score predictions, goal scores. Get them in now. I will star them and bring them up later. Big up. Related to Hannah Montana or Tony Montana. Tony Montana. Started going gray at about 15, says Wayne Bonner. Damn, that's early to be going gray. Sexy Silver, says Donovan. Appreciate that. Save the ruse. Yes, Chris. Kangaroo actually bangs. Cursor, I don't need you in here doing that. Not all kangaroos are Kanga and Roo from Winnie the Pooh. Lisa? Yes, they are. They're cuddly, and you can hold them. I know. Kangaroo looks like it'll be tough. What? Okay. I think I need to stop talking about kangaroos, because then y'all start talking about kangaroos, and then it really throws me off. Just like everyone talking about my silver hair still. Silver hair, signs of wisdom and maturity. There we go. Maybe that's what I should do. Gandalf was gray. And he was the wise one. Adrian's going to be at the match as well. So now I know a bunch of people are going to be at the match. I hope y'all enjoy that and we get the big dub. I noticed my beard is randomly going a bit gray, says Foxy. Freaked me out a couple days. But eventually I kind of... See, that's the thing is I knew I had a couple grays. Again, I'm sorry to digress, but I knew I had a couple grays. But at the beginning of the show, I saw this one. And I was like, what the fuck is that? It really threw me off. I'm sorry, y'all. This show's been thrown off. Derailed. Gray hair has thrown me off. It's just this one. I'm like, where did you come from, dude? And go away. I just don't like it, dude. Scott M. Big up, Scotty. Should be an easy win as Sheffield are so awful. 11 random posters in the chat could beat Sheffield by 2 to 3 goals, says Scott. So we know where you are at. This was a hard poll to do because, you know, I like to keep you in mind when I do them, Scott. And didn't know what to put for you. So I said the Blades are going to cut us down. Were you the guy that voted for that? Interesting to see. Or the no excuses. I thought that one might also be yours. The should win, no excuses. Jazz Jones in the house. Big up. Good to see you back in the chat. Jazz says, a man took 27 rabbits to Australia to hunt. It then reached a peak of 10 billion rabbits, hence why they're strict on what enters their country now. Personally, I live out in the desert and in El Paso, Texas. I would love it if someone would come here with a couple of kangaroos, and just infest the whole place with kangaroos. They would thrive here. They would love it here. I would welcome them to my home. It would be a good time, Jazz. Just saying. Same thing about pitch size here. Some pitches are super small and some big, just how it is. That doesn't make sense. There should be like some regulation to it, right? Or is that just too American of a thought process? Jim said, great stuff. Have a beer for him. Gave a beer or have a beer. Either way, enjoy. James, Udogi is due for a big offensive game goal. On this channel, he's referred to as Ugodi because he is the GOAT. But I love this kid so much. He's the reason why I watched Udinese last year, for obvious reasons. And I mean, he made me so excited, honestly, at the prospect of him coming to play for us. I was very excited. Also, I didn't say Chewy's here. He is here. He's sleeping. But Chewy's here. For those of you who say hi to Chewy, he's here. He showed up for the show. He's doing his part. Jacob, trust me, if you try something... Nope, we're not doing that. We're not doing that, Ravi. What part of the U.S. are you in, and who's your NFL team? I've been to Candlestick Park. My team, San Francisco, is what you're saying, right? That's Candlestick Park, or the old one, because now it's Levi Stadium. Big up, Ronnie Roberts. I'm from Texas, El Paso, originally from Dallas. Used to work for the Dallas Cowboys. So I was a fan of the Dallas Cowboys my whole life growing up. Stopped being a fan after a few years of working for them. And then now I'm a fan of them again. Because I've been several years removed from the organization, so I've forgiven them for their sins. And now I can watch them again as an unbiased fan and not someone who like has a vendetta against his old company. Well, not a vendetta, but like looked back at like, dang, they aren't as glamorous as I thought they were. And now I've come to terms with that, and I'm okay with rooting them on again. So go Cowboys. And we also thank you for Trey Lance, if San Francisco is your team. Yo, how's it going? Says Evac Brandon on the Twitch. Not many people tuning in on the Twitch. Might just be you. And you're probably wondering why I didn't come to your question or your comment sooner. But big up, Brandon. Ren, you play keeper too. Hey, you're part of the Keepers Union. Yeah, that's just a part of it. Daniel says, I think Solomon will bag one. Interesting. Ange will break all curses. I agree. Jacob, thoughts on Kulu? Can he get back to his best? I did a whole show on it yesterday, my man. Did a whole show on Kulu yesterday about if I think he can, and I'm opening the door. It's just up to him if he's going to walk on through it and get back to his best. Remains to be seen, personally. Remains to be seen. Yep, 49ers are your team. Yep, called it. Knew. Candlestick Park. But now it's Levi's. I remember going to Levi's. I was there the first year it opened with the Cowboys during the preseason. I was there. By the way, I was lurking around and came across your stream, and maybe I can help you out with your Twitch custom graphics even more. Brandon, holler at me. DM me on Twitch. I think you can do that, or Whisper, or whatever it's called. Or here, real quick, let me change this to this. There's the Twitter, it's the X or whatever. DM me. Let's sort something out. Big up, Brandon. Don't got a lot going on over there on the Twitch. Ange is thus far a curse breaker. I agree, Zapor. Had a dream that kangaroos ruled the world and got their revenge. This is a world I would submit to. I'm cool with it. Kangaroos want to run the shit. Nah, I'm totally fine with that. Kuva said Sava looks like matters. Was Kuva drunk? What was Kuva doing? We all like a bit of Skippy, and I wouldn't be a good neighbor or a friend if I didn't advise you about kangaroo meat is good. Jesus Christ. I don't want to think about that. Man of the month curse is cobblers. Don't know what that cobblers mean. But cobblers like the shoes you put on and when you dance. The cobble. I don't know. Ange Ball's more. I'm moving on. Ange Ball's more addictive than any drug out there. I can't get enough of it. Been too long to get my fix. Big up, Milton. I'm right there with you, buddy. Jacob caught the gray hairs from Ange. No, I don't think I caught them from Ange. Probably from my damn wife and son. Did they win a tube of Pringles? Says Stuba Spur. Yeah, that looks about the size of a can of Pringles. Probably a 2-for-1 at the local Albertsons or something. I'm way behind in the chat. Jacob is morphing into Ange. Oh my God. I don't know if that's a compliment either. Kate, you're rattling me here live on air. Love that photo of Kuti and his mom. Me too. What's your Discord? I can send my profile there. Shoot, I don't have, or yeah, I do. Hang on. Let me just copy the link. Boom. And then I'll do this. Boom. And then there you go. There's the link for the Discord, Brandon. They punch. Hell yeah, they punch. Get in the gullet. I like your expression. That's what I'm saying, man. Just get it in the gullet. Come on. Big up yourself, Jacob. Big up Side Dancer in the house. Hope you're well. Kate says, Brennan Johnson won't start, in my opinion. Well, there you go. Will not start. Jacob, you should worry. I have gray pubes, says Adrian. Very lovely. Very lovely indeed. Kulu will start, says James. So got a little dip. Everyone thinks Kulu will start. That's what we're thinking. That's what I think too. But you know what? I just want to throw that little pickle into the sandwich, y'all. Do you think that since Brendan Johnson is the #1 target of Ange Postecoglou, that he should come in and start? He's had more than 4 to 5 training sessions at this point, surely, but don't call me Shirley. He should be the #1 choice for Ange if he was in the transfer market. Or, I don't know, maybe I'm reading too much into it. I just don't know. Lovely. That's a great little bit of news there, Kate. You're an expert on BJs. Interesting. Johnson will come in the last 20 minutes, says Chris Peters. Kulu will start, says Sai Danza. Nightbot? I haven't seen Nightbot in forever. What the fuck is Nightbot doing here? When did Nightbot join the chat, yo? What the hell is he doing? I thought I turned him off. I tried to eliminate Nightbot because Nightbot tore up a few shows a while back. I remember. Kicked people out, timed people out, and everything. Interesting. No Kulu. Matt Spurs, big up Matt. Kulu suits the team sitting off. Johnson will be better running into space against a high line defense. So Matt Spurs subjecting to Kulusevski will start. Mr. K says Johnson is better than Kulu. Love Kulu though. Solomon is quick. But who's going to start for you, Mr. K? Graham Turner says Spurs will win. I've said that at least. I think Spurs will win 3-1. Great scoreline. Question, who will be on bench, Lloris or Dyer? Hopefully neither. Good day, Jacob. You are now scared regarding King. I ain't scared. I just don't want to la. I don't know. I'm not acting like I ain't hearing it. Yosarian is in the house. Big up Yosarian. Good morning. Says morning, Jacob and all of United Spurs. I switched into playing goalie once after breaking a toe in the first half as we didn't have any subs. Lucky I had a long throw. Come on, you Spurs. That was part of the reason why I loved playing goalkeeper. I'm the only motherfucker out here who can use my hands. And I thought it was a cool thing. I don't know. Background music is intentionally left on because the music slaps. Oh, y'all talking about I leave it on just for like dead space. You don't hear fucking Chewy farting, or sometimes he does this like, and it's very, I don't want you to hear it. So I put a little something back there so you don't have to. Hope the mighty Spurs win. Never underestimate the Blades, says Robbie Keane. Big up Robbie Keane in the house. You were right. We bought them before Ainge's appointment. Jacob, you need to Google search buffed kangaroo. Shows a film clip one up close. You might be talking about Roger. Rest in peace, Roger. And that was the buff kangaroo. Famous. He went viral because he was so buff. Wayne Bonner, if the Kulu deal was done before Ainge came in, if memory serves correct. Exactly. That's what if my memory serves correct, that's what I think is true. Philly says, my mother brought me 3 little pigs, and that's where I learned about people who are all talk, Daniel Levy. Hippos, the baddest animals on the planet, and that's just a start. Hippos, don't fuck with the hippos. I know that much. I'm going to save that little prediction there. Jazz Jones is a Scorpio. Shout out to Scorpios in the house. And Jacob, at least you have hair. I went bald about 15 years ago, and rue meat doesn't help. Enjoy it while it lasts. I hope it doesn't leave. Gonna save this. Big up to Scorpios. My wife is grateful for the Puerto Rican shout out. Hey, shout out. I love Puerto Rico. My stepdad is from Puerto Rico. And I still have a lot of family that live out there. Love them. Love the place. Been all over that island and would love to live there. So shout out Puerto Rico. You can't say Puerto Rico. You gotta say Puerto Rico. At least that's how they made me say it when I was down there. Big up Captain Grandma. I will star this and bring it up. Embrace the gray. Silver hair is hot. I hope so, because I don't like it, and it's really been fucking with me. Color your hair, Jacob. You'll rock it with a blue. Nah, I ain't into that. I don't like doing it. I did used to do like the frosted tips when I was a kid, but I thought, looking back at those pictures, it looks silly. Although Sheffield United have lost 3 of their 4 games, all the defeats have been by a goal. Interessante indeed. So they keep it tight, they keep it close, but guess what, they ain't played Ainge ball, so they about to find out. Nothing wrong with a silver fox, says Julia. Big up. You're making me feel better about these streaks I have. And Jacob, the lad Hussam, he's blessed with gray hair. Yeah, Hussam's got gray hair. Let me star that for later. Make sure there ain't no super chat came in. Okay, cool. Because when you star them, usually like a super chat will pop up and it'll show me, but I have a lot of comments starred, so I won't see it. But I want to make sure. Tart is a candy. Oh, great. Good. I called it. Jacob, where's your faith? Tart is not a candy. What? Cube's in the house. Big up Cubed. Philly, don't pull out your gray hair. You'll just make more. Nah, don't do it. Tart is a pie in the U.S. It's a sweet called sweet tarts. Yeah. Tart, a.k.a. a hoe. So you're saying I'm a hoe. That's what you're saying? Whoever called me a tart? I forgot who it was. Jacob, where in games do Spurs look most confident? Well, lately, we look most confident with the ball at our feet when we are in possession. Long may it continue, because I love watching that kind of ball, honestly. David Cooper, there's no such thing as an easy win, especially after a 2-week break. This will be a good challenge. Thankfully, Ainge knows this and will manage the players accordingly. I agree with you, Coop Dog. I agree with you 100%. A lot of gray hair talk here going on. Let's see here. Wilton, I did say, Jacob, you should be on radio with that voice. Big up. You did. Hit me up with the contacts. Let me know. Give me a job with I'll do something. I want to do some voiceover or some like narration shit. That'd be cool. Like audio books and stuff. That'd be fun. Just like here in the UK, Jacob with the color commentary. Yeah, you're going to get those retired players mostly. Here we go. 15. Well, damn. I don't know what that's in reference to. Got some more score predictions here. Let me star those. Yeah, 15. Oh, 15 years of losing your hair. That's crazy. Blades will get a fluky goal, then park the bus. See it ending 1-1, says Stubaspur. And I think they will get a goal. But I think when they sit back, that's just going to make it easier for us to go at them. Absolutely. Might have to take a nana nap before the midnight kickoff. Don't really mind the score, but expect to be entertained by a comfortable win. In Ainge we trust. Come on, Yosarien. Tap in, indeed. Take a nap. I'm all proponent for naps. Drula, Ugodi, I like that. Absolutely. It's always been Ugodi. No doubty on Ugodi. Gray hair is a sign of wisdom. Don't fight it. Accept them with grace and grow. I need to accept them with grace. In the beginning of the show, I did not have a lot of grace when I was realizing that my gray hairs were coming in. But that's neither here nor there. I'm not going to think about it, y'all. Let's see here. Kangaroos are only seen at the zoo unless you're in the countryside. You never see them in the city. Plus, they ain't a cuddly toy. They rip you apart. Rip you apart with love. They rip you open so they can share the love. It's all from love. Kangaroos hate gray hair. I don't think that's true. I think that's a big problem. Spurs are expected to win easy, but in reality, no easy games in the Prem. I agree, but I think we're all just riding so high on the wave of Ainge that it's hard to see anything else. Hard to not think we're going to win it all. Winnie the Pooh top quote. People say nothing is impossible, but I do nothing every day. What a great quote from Archibald. And I think this is a great quote to bring on our first guest of the evening. You didn't think I had a guest because I almost went an entire hour of going solo. Yesterday, I did 2 hours solo. Shout out to everyone who tapped in yesterday and hit that like. And but I do have a guest today. I do have a guest. So let me welcome them on while we talk about doing... Well, when people say nothing is impossible, but I do nothing every day, let me bring on the one and only Kuva.
How's it going, Jacob?
Hello.
I was quite happy. I'd gone to bed. I was quite happily lying there, and then what happened? Drula called me out. So I had to respond.
What did she say? Am I way behind?
She said that I said Sava looks like Madders. I mean, come on. What I said was, he had a picture of Maddison up, and I said,
"Oh yeah," I was like, "Is Kuva drunk?"
If you shaped your beard more differently, put a bit of hair gel in or something, you'd look a bit like Madders. That's not you look like Madders, is it? So,
Madison's face is more round. Let me look at Maddison real quick. Big up, Drula. Let me see. Madison's face seems more like a pie than Sava's. Sava seems more like
that's not a good photo for the comparison. If there was one that was a bit more side on, it was it kind of captured it. It doesn't matter anyway. Sava, isn't it? You know, hell with Sava.
Shout out Sava and the Football Heritage TV. Kuva, tomorrow, less than 24 hours.
Proper football again. I love it. I'm so hyper for it.
I know.
I don't know. What do you think? There's lots of people being really cautious, saying, you know, Sheffield United, they're going to play a low block and it's going to be a harder game than usual. And then there's people like me that are saying 7-3, 6-0 or something. I'll just feel that we're going to just hit a few goals. I think we're just on such a roll now. In fact,
it's hard to see it.
I'm going to go for another Youngman Daddy's hat trick there, I think. Oh, I've just got this feeling.
You know me. I welcome it. Yeah, hopefully Chewy doesn't fart on me again. Big up. I follow if you can burp, says Hey Jacob. Hey. Kuva, can you let out a burp? Do you got a burp on command? Can you do that? I think I could try, but I don't want to vomit.
No, I'm not gonna though. I don't think I've ever done that on stream.
Oh, you don't want to share that intimate side of yourself.
It's more of a personal thing. That's what I used to scare the kids with. I can really do a really guttural, deep one if I need to. Yeah, I'm always worried though if I force one that it's going to be more than the burp coming up.
That's exactly what I used to as a kid be like. Bleh, bleh. If I have the hiccups, I can nonstop burp. If I have the hiccups. But anyway, don't want to digress into flatulence and sorts of things because I do have another guest that I want to bring on, but I don't know if flatulence and burping is like the way I want to bring this guest on. So I'm going to say big up David Calvino for this and this as well. Let me see if there's a comment I can use to segue into bringing. That's what I like. I like when I can segue and it has some kind of natural feel to it. Kane scored. Bayern took all their key players off for a midweek Champions League game. Not a reality check at all. I did see Kane score a very easy goal. And you know what? Let's bring on someone who might not have seen or even give a shit about Harry Kane's goal in the German Bundesliga. We have Kate from Just a Girl Who Loves Spurs. Hello.
Hello.
Oh,
How
you
you
knew there
doing?
was going to be no burping and stuff.
Silver foxes everywhere. Look, silver, all over the place.
Absolutely. Yours is stylish though. Mine's more sort of forgotten.
And Jacob's is just breaking through.
Well, Jacob's
I'm
just a
adjusting
silver
still.
puppy.
Yeah, silver
yeah.
pup. Bless him.
You see it though, like when I'm full screen, I saw it and it really threw me off at the beginning of the show. And I feel like the first 10 minutes was me trying to come to reality with the fact more gray hairs are coming.
I noticed it the other day.
Yeah, the really sad one is when you catch the first one that isn't on your head. Then it's like,
that hasn't happened yet. Thank you. Bayern is in big trouble. It's called the Curse of Cain, says James. Big up Zeph Funk, new name in the chat as well. Peace and love, Jacob. Last 3 managers made us play like crap rock band, but Ange has got us playing like the Red Hot Chili Peppers. We are laying down the funk. Arguably the best bass player I've ever heard. My favorite, personally, Red Hot Chili Peppers, that bass player. Something about that funky.
Isn't Zeph that made up sort of musical culture made up by De Antwoord? I think they just all.
I love De Antwoord, by the way. I'm a huge fan of De Antwoord, but I don't know Zeph.
Yeah, they were talking about Zeph.
They say a bunch of shit. I don't know what they're talking about.
And the rap, I'm sure they made it up. You know, they started off as a comedy duo. It was supposed to be a joke.
Aren't they? They're brother and sister, right?
Are they? I thought they were actually just married.
Maybe they're both.
I don't know. They're strange. They're very strange. Unique indeed. But I do enjoy some of their music. Definitely jarring if you're not prepared for that can of worms. And it's spelled Die Antwoord. And I remember being like, "What is this Die Antwoord?" And then this lady with like the short blonde bangs and the crazy eyes saying freaky freaky bum bum tiki tiki ling ling. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? But the beat was nice, so I wasn't really upset about it. It's a very weird, if you don't know what Die Antwoord is, or however you say it properly, it's spelled Die Antwoord, A-N-T word. If you haven't heard of them, don't look them up when your kids are around, because it'll fucking give them nightmares, I'll tell you that much.
It's basically a rave group. There's not too many of them around anymore. But
I thought they were
the kind of music they play.
Big up Philly. Got to peek behind the curtain of the Cowboys and see what it was. It's a lot like McDonald's staff who don't eat at McDonald's. Exactly. But go Cowboys now. I can go great Cowboys. BJ should come off the bench, says Drula. Ren says he won't start. Kuva, let me start with you. Brennan Johnson, do you think he starts? I made the argument earlier that if this is Ange Postecoglou's number one choice, surely, but don't call me Shirley, he should be already factored into our plans and not necessarily a fixing, but an upgrading of sorts. Because, we scored 5 away from goal, or away from home last match. They say if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But I'm saying it ain't broke, and we ain't fixing it. We upgrading it by putting Brendan Johnson's pace in there. But I'm more operating that thought process under the assumption of this was his number one choice, so he must have an idea of where to use him. Or do you see it as Kulu's going to for sure start?
I don't think anybody can be sure of that place at the moment. Well, perhaps some of the defenders at the moment, Romero and Van der Ven probably. But others, like you said, Brennan Johnson's been bought to play, hasn't he? He's not going to be sitting on the bench all season. So
technically, cost more than Kulusevski too, didn't he?
Yeah. He could. He may well start if Fange likes what he's seeing in training. He may well do it. I think the obvious, the safe move, if you like, is saying perhaps he comes on with sort of 20 minutes, half an hour to go, and just ease him into it, the competitive matches. But I don't know. I really don't know. He might just decide to shake it up and decide pace and getting around the back of this, what's going to be a low block might be the answer for him. So we might be seeing him play, and him and Solomon perhaps trying to get to the touchline, cut the ball back, sort of negate the fact that Sonny isn't good aerially, and just look for that ball rolled across the penalty area that's on the deck. Perhaps that's where Papa Mate Sarr comes in, and You're arriving late to that cutback ball. It's one way of dealing with the low block, really, is to just dribble the ball all the way to the touchline, cut it back. It forces the defence to turn around. They don't like that. So you then, if you got it back to where the ball's going to end up, you're not going to see the player coming in. There's different sorts of ways. Running aggressively with the ball as well into the area. That's going to force them to put in some tackles, maybe win some penalties. We've got other ways of doing things. I don't think it's like last season where the one trick sort of pony show against them, against that sort of team. I think Sonny now he's going to get a lot more support in the box. So I think it's a good thing. Brennan Johnson, does he start though? For me, probably not, but it wouldn't surprise me. There you go. Long answer for an easy question.
I love it. No, I want you to answer long. I don't like it when I do a long ass question and I preface all these. I fucking decorate the question like a cake. I put the icing on. I put the trim icing on. Put the man and the woman, and I put the damn little cookie platter wherever you want in your customized cake. I do that as a question. I don't want you to be like, yes, Brennan Johnson will start. Thank you.
Told you.
Just like, very nice. You just stuck your finger in the cake and licked it, and that was it. You bastard. But thank you for your answer.
What with my finger?
Such a small hole, Kuva. Jeez. Big up Spurs, GCTV, Evening Jacob. Kate, where do you see this? Same question for you. And I want to preface it the same way without saying all the things I just said. But Brennan Johnson, number one option for Ange Postecoglou in the market. That's what we were told. Should he come in and start immediately over Kulusevski, or is it let's bet him in? Remember, Van de Ven had 3 or 4 sessions before he started the first Premier League match of the season. So Postecoglou will make a decision based on what he sees, regardless of time. But curious where you land on it.
No, I'm very joking. That was just my quick answer. For me, no, he don't start. I think he starts Kulu because you don't want to come straight in with a BJ. You want to build up to it. So I say start Kulu off and bring on the BJ about 20 minutes to go.
I mean, I guess it's all in personal preference. Some people like to start with the BJ and then move on to
maybe,
greener pastures. But
I like to finish it that way. I think that's more satisfying to put the BJ on at the end.
And I'm curious where Ainge falls on there.
Yeah, there's definitely a case for the BJ to start with and then get into the box later. Isn't there? So.
You know, the thing is, that's what's so fun is you can literally do whatever you want. The world is your oyster as long as it's all consensual. And Brennan Johnson consented to coming here and playing whatever role that may be. I don't know what assurances were guaranteed to Brennan necessarily. But I hope y'all like the way I pivoted that from becoming too overtly in the window. Oh, we'll say you could use that. I am starring everyone's score predictions. I am starring it, by the way. So keep getting those in if you haven't already. I've got fucking 22 of them starred. A bunch of y'all chatting it up.
I would rather, if he's going to start him start him against Sheffield United than Arsenal, obviously. But I think if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And it's working at the moment, so keep it as it is.
Fair enough. For me, I do agree with you. I do think that you start with what worked away from home, 5 goals. Clearly, there's something working there. And Kulu, progressively, each match has gotten better and better. He's working better and better into the system. So let's hope that, he may start and get 2 goals and an assist. We don't know what tomorrow's necessarily going to entail as far as what we're able to do. But he's been showing the signs of growing into it. So I would argue that, you should stick with that. And that might disrupt everything if people see it as like, oh, this guy came in and now he's immediately took my job. Because I've always said, even if we got that gift, Orban, that it would be his job to come in and unseat the man whose job he's taking. And I would say the same for Brennan Johnson. You're not, no, all respect due to Brennan. He may be the next Gareth Bale, but you're not Gareth Bale. If you're Gareth Bale, then there's an argument. Okay, bring him in. He's going to immediately start, right? So But I think with his money, with the price tag on Brennan Johnson, you start to get into a little bit of a gray areas, because I love taking the piss out of Arsenal and United, saying you have to start Mason Mount. You spent 65 on him. You have to start Kai Havertz. You spent 65 on him. But you don't even know where they fit into your club. But you bought him anyway. And so I like taking the piss out of rivals. But let's keep the energy the same. Like, you spent 50 some on Brennan Johnson, your number one target. Shirley, but don't call me Shirley, right, Kate? You got to start that guy.
Well, I mean, I know what you're saying about the price tag, but that's just how much players are at the minute, especially homegrown. You can blame the bloody Saudis for the market. I'd like to think he's going to
before the Saudis, we were dropping 60 on Richarlison. The market was fucked before the Saudis came in. Let's not blame the Saudis for the market.
Don't ruin my flow.
Sorry, you're right. Yeah, I stepped on your toes. You were just starting to dance, and I stepped on. Sorry.
I was. Now I've got to try and remember the steps. No, seriously, I think Johnson's a flexible player. I think Ange is going to be wanting to see. I think he can offer a variety of positions. Me personally, I think in a game like Sheffield United, Brennan Johnson. Oh my God, my cat just nearly fell down the stairs. Oh my God. Brennan Johnson
you
is
go
a
check
better.
On the cat? No worries.
No, I can see her. She's just
Great
trying
kitty.
to commit suicide, I think. I think Brennan Johnson is a better option because of his pace rather than. I mean, Kulu is he hasn't done much to impress me so far this season, but I personally don't think Ange will change it. I think he will keep Kulu in, but definitely give Brennan Johnson some minutes. But in the future, I think he'll mix it up. When he knows exactly what Brennan can do and where he wants him to be, he'll give it a good old mix-up, which is good because then other teams don't know what to expect. So you never know what you're going to get. It's a bit like Forrest Gump and all that.
Life is like a box of chocolates. You never quite know which one you're going to get. Yeah, exactly.
There you go.
True. Love that movie.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Very historically accurate as well. That was my favorite part. Because as a kid, I definitely thought it was like based on someone's life. I was like, dude, this guy fucking fought in war, met Elvis Presley,
played badminton,
ping pong champion. He played college football. He was everywhere. Man, he opened a shrimping company. Wow, what a lad. And obviously, I always forget her name because she made me so mad as a kid. The girl he loved, what's her name? Jenny. That's right, Jenny. God, she made me so mad. She made me so mad. I'm not going to talk about how mad she made me, but I just know I was very, very mad. Big up Ryman's son. She was so mean.
Yeah.
But then
she was like,
there's a bit of good in her as well. That was what made it so tragic.
Where was the good?
When she sort of came back to him near the end, and
because she was
already broken with HIV.
But she knew where was best for her at that point. It was
now that you're fucking dying, now I'm your option. Poor Forrest, man. He loved her no matter what.
It's sort of tragic. In that.
No, I thought she's a bitch.
I mean, if they're gonna if they were gonna do that route in the movie, and again, we're gonna get back to football in just 1 second, but if they're gonna do that in the movie, I would say, at least do like a Romeo and Juliet, like she gives it to him and they die together or something. Like, let's not.
Worse.
Well, that at least is a Shakespeare. That at least turns it into a Shakespearean tragedy. That I can get behind. That's art, Kate.
An orphan behind. There was a kid involved, and then you've got an orphan. And then it's just awful. How would you say?
Yeah, he raised her kid. He raised her kid, right? I forgot about the kid.
God,
Jacob, I'm glad you've got grey hair. That was a vile thing to say. I hope your grey hair's
cinema. I was a minor in cinema in college, okay? So I know what it takes to make a riveting story. And I'm just saying, you want to take a great thing and make it even better. That's how you do it.
Oh,
you like Oreos? Well, guess what? In America, we'll deep fry them, dip them, fucking cover them in powdered sugar, dip that in some glurp, some chocolatey sklerskin, and then guess what? You got yourself a fucking state fair. That is synonymous with every state fair now. Deep fried Oreos. Guess you took a good thing like an Oreo and you made it better, you bastards. And that is what America's all about. All right. So anyway, Done with Forrest Gump. That's my
Runs up
spiel.
Forrest Gump, then, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, ties it all together right there. Deep fried Oreos, Forrest Gump, it's all in there.
That sounds
Big up
like a
Adam.
You don't see it as a sort of film about ultimately the futile chase for the grass being greener on the other side, having to go full circle through a life of pretty much miserable events back to back, ending up where you were in the first place, realizing that's where you should have been all along because it's better, and then die anyway. And then the guy that's been there all along, doing the right things, having a spectacular life, he's left with no woman, a kid to raise by himself, and no job, and sat on a bench by himself with a box of chocolates. It's going to run empty because his mum's dead too now as well. And he's got nothing, absolutely nothing. God, now I hate her. What a bitch.
Fucking Jenny. Oh my God, this stream started. It's because of my fucking gray hair. I know that's what set this whole stream off kilter. And there's 100 people here. Shout out to the 100 of y'all listening to us rant about Forrest Gump and football. That's what we do here. You never know quite this. I was doing a very good job of staying on topic this entire show, and as soon as Kuva and Kate joined, it just got all tipsy turvy with. But you know what? I wouldn't change it for the world because that's the beauty you get here. So, TJ Warren says spoilers. Yeah, if you didn't know, that's the ending of Forrest Gump, movie that came out fucking 40 years ago.
Yes,
I guess
it's a very rounded approach to football on this show, isn't there, at the moment?
There's Nick's prediction. Get your predictions in the chat. I will star them. I have like 30 of them starred already. I'll read them out when we do our score predictions and goal scores there at the end of the show. Big up Joe Hong. Big up. Hope you're keeping well. Moondog. Missed this one. Sorry about that. Moondog. For 7 minutes old. Good evening. 4-0. Get in there. Come on, you Spurs. Big up Moondog. Appreciate you hitting us with a super chat like always. Not necessary, but very much appreciated. Please do keep hitting that like, y'all. Let's see if we can get to 100 likes. I need 14 more likes, and that's 100 likes on the show. That lets me know we're doing something all right here. Participate in that poll. I see 90 votes. How do you feel about the weekend fixture? 48% says will be an entertaining win, and another 26% says easy dub incoming, no excuses. 3% hanging in there says the mighty blade's going to cut us down. I'm interested. Anyone who did vote that, make yourself be known if you so choose. Or hide under the shell of democracy. Whatever. That's what we do here in America. A double super chat from Moondog. Hope you're feeling better, Kate. He's super chatting me to make Kate feel better. I appreciate that. Talk to me nicely.
I'm okay, yeah. Jim's still struggling, bless him. Do you know what I had to do tonight, Jacob? I had to feed him his trifle out of the little pots, like a yogurt pot. And I was going, here comes the Ange train, choo-choo, choo-choo. Like I used to with William.
You can do a fun little Oliver Twist RP there. You can, please, ma'am, can I have some more? Here comes the Ange train.
So jealous right now.
It was amusing. It really was quite funny.
Well, there you go. Memories made together as a loving couple. You can't put a price tag on that.
Would you mind if I sat next to him while you're doing that next time?
I'll do it live next time on my stream. You can all join
Don't
in.
know that I will watch that, but if I was there, I'd watch it for sure. Rohan Kumar says, you don't have to start him just because he costs $50 million. Kulu fits better against Sheffield United. Now, this is the other side of the argument. I was obviously taking the very easy approach here because it's the same shit I give to rival fans like TJ Waffle TV, TJ Warren TV, and others. I will give it. So that's why I'm saying, like, we're in the gray area of the price tag. Do any of y'all feel like the price tag, like Rowan says, it doesn't matter what you spend on him? You don't have to start him. You should only start who best suits you for this matchup. Kuva, I'll start with you.
Sorry, I was miles away. I was thinking of the choo-choo train and the jelly.
Damn it. I don't blame you.
Yeah. So the quick recap was something along the lines of do you just pick the players that's best suited for the match?
The question was, does the price tag, does that dictate whether he should start or not, or should the opposition dictate whether he starts or not?
No, it's the value of the player to the manager has nothing to do with the price tag. It's what they see on the training pitch. So, if Ange wanted Brennan Johnson as his number one choice, you've got to think he's going to be in the team very soon. So, whether it's this game he starts or one coming up soon, I would imagine it's going to be quite quickly. As for price tags, I just don't care. It's not the player's fault. It's not the manager's fault. That's all between chairmen. So it's irrelevant, really. I don't even look at it as a fan.
But even though it's irrelevant, Kuva, just real quick, Richarlison mentioned last summer when everything was going, he had all them quotes coming out about Antonio Conte spanked me like a naughty boy, but he also alluded to the fact that I know how much this club spent on me, so I need to repay that back and show the fans and everybody why they paid that much for me. So regardless if it's the player's fault or not, it's clearly in their minds, right? That, hey, the club spent X amount of dollars on me, I got to go show something.
Well, they know they're in the spotlight for everything. They kind of protect themselves from it, have the sort of players' club and go into that bubble where they can shield each other from social media if they need to. But they're human beings. They're going to take interest. They're going to have peeps at things. They get curious what the fans are saying about them. And it does put pressure on them. For a lot of players, for some, it's not a bother in the slightest. I mean, you wouldn't hear CR7 complaining about his price tag. He loves it. He thrives on the fact he's the most expensive. In fact, if he isn't the most expensive player in the world, he'd get upset about it.
Fair play, Ren. She's right about Jenny. Jenny did have a really rough childhood. We do have to sympathize a little. Her dad was very abusive. When we don't know the full extent of that abuse, it was only alluded to. So you know what? You're right, Ren. I take it back, Jenny. You're not a bitch. You're just a meanie poo-poo head sometimes to a guy who's loved you and was there, and he pretended to be a dove with you in that tree and fly, fall, fall, fall away. I want to be like a dove so I can fly, fall, fall, fall away. Let's remember that. Yeah.
Although he didn't also pick up a rock and throw that through her dad's window as well. That would have been solidarity. So,
yeah.
So perhaps.
And Zapur brings up a good point too.
The more I think about it, big up Jenny. That Forrest, he's bad news.
He's kind of a troublemaker, right? He's supposed to be wearing these support braces on his legs, and instead he breaks all rules and tears. How expensive must that have been? Just splayed upon the dirt road. He just left those I'm sure that costed his mother quite a pretty penny. We saw how she paid for his education. How much do you think she paid for those braces?
And would a man with no legs choose to go out to sea in a storm? I don't think so.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah.
I may not be a smart man, Jenny, but I know what love is. And I'll tell you
what, eyes wide open now. Forrest Gump, I'm seeing you, mate.
Big up TJ Warrior. Here we go, pivoting back somehow, some way, back to the weekend events. But you're right, Ren. You brought up some really good points. I do forget that sometimes. You know, she's an individual, but it's just because Forrest Gump's the main event. I'm like, you better love him. He's such a sweet man. But she does. She does in the end eventually. But she had to go play naked guitar. That wasn't nice to. And Forrest Gump was there to help put a jacket on you, to give you some. You know, he's a good. Anyway, back to the football. Wait, are we comparing Johnson to Forrest? I don't know how we got onto Forrest Gump. I really don't.
He put a jacket on her, but he was also ruining her stage career. Didn't think of that, did you?
Oh, you're right. But they weren't there for her music, Kuva, and that scene made it evident. They weren't there for the music to move the guitar.
Wild assumptions. She might have been a kick-ass guitarist and singer.
It was because I said,
big up, Lisa.
Life is kind of like Forrest Gump. You never know what you're going to get.
It's your fault, Kate.
It's my fault.
Ruined the show. There's actually more people watching than there was when I first started talking about Forrest Gump. So to those of you who are interested, I do have a backup account, Jacob TV. It's the one that's on the Twitch, and there's another YouTube channel. I plan on doing more like movie discussions like this, music discussions, photography discussions, other things that I'm passionate about outside of Tottenham Hotspur. But of course, this is the main channel where I have to put all the meat and bones, because Tottenham Hotspur is the main part of my my passions lately. So there you go.
What I was going to say,
Lisa, I will have some of that on the other channel.
In going back to what Kuva just said, I think the price tag weighs heavily on some players, because if you look at Grealish in his first season against at City, you know, he was trying desperately to live up to this massive price tag. and it didn't work out. Obviously now he's playing brilliant, but I think it does weigh on their mind. Some players particularly. But anyway, back to Forrest Gump.
No. Keep getting your predictions in. This is a preview show, not a Forrest Gump review. That may have to be the first movie we do on the channel.
You could tie it in though, couldn't you? Which one of our players is most like Forrest Gump?
Oliver Skip.
I'm going to go for Emerson Royale.
I'm going Oliver Skip. Emerson Royale's a good shout.
I'm going with Charleston.
Ooh. You never quite know what you're going to get with him either. But at least they find love. Big up TJ Warren TV. Keep getting your predictions in. I will star them. We will talk about them here at the end. I want Kate to come to my house and feed me trifle as well. There you go. Trifle is for real my favorite food. Big up Dub Shaman. Question for Just the Girl Who Loves Spurs. The picture behind you are the Crays, right? Which portrayal you like the most, Hardy or the Kemp Bros?
I like the film, the original, The Craze, with the Kemp brothers, the best. But for actual acting, I've got to go Tom Hardy because he played both roles so brilliantly. You just would never believe it was the same guy. So, and he is so fit, it should be illegal. So that's
I think he plays for the other team, Kate. So sorry about that.
No, he doesn't. He's married. So don't go there just because you gel with your grey hair.
Google Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy is married.
Google his. I'm just saying. I've seen it on Twitter. I've seen the allegations. He hasn't beaten the case. The photos speak. I don't want to tell you about the things I've seen of Tom Hardy outside of his Hollywood career. Can you send them to me, please?
Because I would like to see.
I do not. I cleared my search history, Kate. That is something I don't want the feds to find if they ever go through my database. I'll put it that way. But just Google Tom Hardy and his what's going on over there. Big up Phil P. Woo! I'm trying to pivot away from all this. Phil P says I'm tuning in, but will listen as I drift off. Can't wait until tomorrow. Quiz. Big up Phil P. Hope you're keeping well. Let's see. I'm almost caught up in the chat here, I think, unless this refreshes and sends me way back up to the top. Let me make sure I haven't missed any super chats. No, we're good.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Big up Craig Pankhurst. How are we all? What do you mean?
Well, I've just Googled it.
Oh, okay. See? That's what I'm saying.
Don't put me off him. I mean, you know.
Well, I'm not saying I have no reason it should. I just letting you know if you were hoping to take a couple innings with the guy.
He's not choosy. He don't mind dabbling in either pond.
And you know what? I'm all for love being shared, no matter what that. As long as it's love and not the opposite.
I'll join in. If I'm invited, I'm there.
Well, there you go, Jim. Better keep a GPS tracker, air tracker on this one. Tom Hardy comes to town. Watch out. Big up Craig Pankhurst.
Wherever the trifle is, I'll be there.
The trifle will attract Kuva like a moth to a light. Craig Pankhurst, we're doing well. Except for the show got started off. I noticed a gray hair coming in that I hadn't noticed before, so it threw me off. I got it back to football, and then my beautiful guest joined, and then we started talking Forrest Gump, and then all types of things, Craig. So big up. We're all doing well. Excited for the match, as you can tell. Run, Brendan, run, says Rich.
Do you know the other good thing about that Craze film? Because when I didn't want to watch it to start with, because I'm just not bothered about them, a couple of gangsters I don't particularly have any affinity to. So I watched it anyway. I was enjoying it, and I was halfway through the film before I suddenly thought, wait a minute, he's playing both parts here. Seriously, he was that good. He was so convincing of being different characters. I didn't see it. I mean, my eyesight's not perfect, so it's a little bit hazy when I'm watching these, but I really couldn't see it. It's
amazing.
Jaw-dropping. Yeah, it was such a weird moment, that. Fantastic for that, and that's why I've seen both versions of the film as well, and I prefer this one just because the acting's so amazing.
Yeah, it is.
Tom Hardy is something special, I think.
He's a Spurs fan, at least. He's a Spurs fan. I know that much. He did narrate the Amazon doc as well. Phil P says, I predict the atmosphere will be electric, boogie, woogie, woogie tomorrow. Ange Postecoglu is what he says. Hopefully I put enough O's in there for you. Ren, I do the same thing. Run Forest Run will forever be a part of my thing. Ryman Son, I will star that and bring it up in a momento. Kuva, good point with Emerson. He never gives up like Forrest. There you go.
Yeah.
That's a very good point.
And he can't run like Forrest.
And there we go.
Racism.
And yep, there we are. Unpopular
and he's
opinion.
going to be on the bench at the end of the thing.
Guys, Forrest Gump has really derailed this entire show, and I'm not like upset about it. But I hope this doesn't happen next week when we do the preview for Arsenal, because I don't know what movie might distract us that day. And I don't know where we might go with it.
Perhaps we'll have to integrate a Tom Hanks film to coordinate with every single game. So we'll have to think of one.
Tom Hardy film, not Tom Hanks, surely.
Well, Tom Hanks is Forrest Gump, but yeah, for Arsenal, we just have to do maybe the craze, enemies, rivalries.
It's got to be Bronson, Charles Bronson. He's a Spurs fan,
Yes,
isn't
he is, and a psychopath.
That was a great. I had no idea who that actor was. He did that great. I was scared of the dude. He was scary. But then, of course, you can't forget. You were born in the darkness. Wait, what is the line? Fuck, I already fucked it up. Fuck.
That sounds just like it, though.
You're afraid of the darkness. I was born in the darkness. That's my favorite.
Who's that?
I was born in it. I fucking love it.
Is that Yoda?
It's Blaine or something.
It's Bane from Batman. He talked like this. A little campy. Just a little bit.
Oh, dear. Oh, look at you, Batman.
Mr. Batman, you will not succeed in your endeavors. Like, why does he sound like that? But you know what? He was great. His face was covered, and you couldn't tell who it was.
Please do the whole dub over for that film.
You're scared of the darkness. I was born in the dark. Okay, you guys are y'all making me worse. That's what's happening here. 97 votes, over 100 of y'all in the house. Come on, 3 more likes, and I'll do more. No, I'll do less. I'll probably do less. Charles Bronson is a Spurs supporter. That is true. Great show. When did Tom? I don't know when Tom Hardy appeared here, but here he is, Tom Hardy. Exactly. Some people just want to watch the world burn. That's a pretty good time. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Mate,
big up, Chris.
Well, I'll back you up. Mate. That's okay.
Thank you. Because of the mask, Jacob. Yeah, I know. There's this. I bought one, like a heavy duty respirator from when I had to travel early on with COVID and stuff. And I wear it like in the store and stuff just to be safe. And anytime someone says anything to me in it, all I can do is do my Bane impression because it's so funny. They're like, anyway, I'm digressing massively. I am digressing massively. Can you host a watch along and purely speak like Bane? Youngman's on with the brace. He's looking very sexy-tastic today, I must say. And we're getting a raid from a big channel now, so we got to get it together, all right? I know the 100 of us are having fun, but Never a Foul, I just saw they have raided the channel. Welcome to the United Spurs of America. No, I'm sorry. That's enough of that.
From Kane to Bane.
You all tune in for that. That's fun, right? Big shout out to Never a Foul. Shout out to Kaz. We are doing a preview of Sheffield United, not Forrest Gump and Batman movie review. I promise you that. But shout out to Kaz, Mo, Dabs, all the boys out there. Never a Foul. They're the goats. Always showing some love here. Big up. We were having a good time, laughing. We're having a good time. Please do Piers Morgan. I'm not going to do a Piers Morgan impression because it's actually really bad. My Piers Morgan impression is not good at all. Over 200 of y'all in the house, and I guarantee half of y'all would leave as soon as I start doing a Piers Morgan impression. But for those of you, they probably will. If I keep doing this, they might. But what I do want to say is to the over 230 of y'all in the house, big up. If you want to participate in the show, I have these starred. I am starring your score predictions and your goal scorers for Tottenham Hotspur versus Sheffield United. Partake in that poll. Let me know what y'all think. Maybe the percentage is going to go up on the Mighty Blades, going to cut us down if we have some rivals in the fan. That might happen. But right now, 49% says will be an entertaining win in regards to this weekend's fixture. 25% says easy dub incoming, no excuses. And another 23% says should win, but we will struggle. 4% there saying the Mighty Spurs will, or the Mighty Blades will cut us down, rather. But hit us like this. This is actually not the proper example, Boxing Kangaroo. This is how I want them to come in. So put them in your score prediction, the winner, and who's going to score them goals. I want to know what y'all think. And the longer we talk about the sport and the fixtures coming up, the longer we can prolong the fact that I won't do a Bane impression or a Piers Morgan impression. But there we are. Big ups to Never a Foul every single time. Tom Hardy is good in Peaky Blinders. I'm not gonna. Again, I blame the gray hair. So full disclosure, I found another gray hair in my head, and it threw me off. So the whole show's been Forrest Gumpy, I'd say. But big up to Never a Foul for the raid. Regardless, Martin's back in the house from the raid. Big up, Ren. I definitely have done it. Good evening, Easy. Good evening, panel. Detroit, come on, you Spurs. Hey, shout out Detroit, Steel City. No, that's not what they call it. I don't know what they call it. Car manufacturing capital of America. Congratulations. Bane as Forrest Gump. Jacob, can you copy Jimmy Carr's laugh? I don't. Who's Jimmy Carr?
He's a comedian.
Oh, okay.
You have to laugh on the way in. It's really sort of. No, can't.
Big up Martin with the score prediction. Let me star that.
It doesn't work. Yeah.
Big up Future Music. Get your score predictions in. Who's scoring the goals, Martin? I see the score here. Who's scoring the? At least tell me who's scoring for Spurs. I want to know who I'm putting my money on. Wayne Muir's got a prediction here. I'll star that. Daniel E's prediction in there. Eye of the Moment. Ooh, that's a cool new name. Good to see you here. Harry Kane, who? Harry Kane didn't win today. He only drew, so how about that? Motor City. That is right. Motor City, not Steel City. Big up Zapur and Eye of the Moment correcting me there. Love, or Motown. That is correct. Motown. Motor City. It was short for Motor City. And then Lazy 8. Everyone corrected me. I love that. Always keep me on my toes and correct me. Detroit is Motor City. Kuva's got a prediction there. The Abyss Tube. The Abyss Tube says game is going to be lucky to have one goal. What makes you say that? Because first of all, I think it's going to be an end-to-end affair, and specifically us being on their end. But then in the second half, we'll be on the opposite end of the pitch, literally. But I think it's going to be a pretty high-scoring match, kind of like what Kuva's prediction is here with the 7-3. Everyone's telling me Motor City, big up. Sorry about that. Don't make me choose players. Says, oh, you're right. You're an Arsenal fan, so it'd probably be harder for you to pick. Philip Bidwell's got their prediction in. Motor City. Yep. Thank you, Nick. Lazy 8 here says Steel City is Pittsburgh. I know. As soon as I said Steel City, I thought about Pittsburgh. Big Ange will score all 4. There you go. That's fine with me. Catman Jess using their membership chat says, big up Jacob, Kate, and Cooves. Easy win tomorrow. Big up Catman Jess. I hope you were feeling well, doing well. Glad to see you here. Thank you for sharing and spreading the love with your membership. And if you do want to get your membership, you can. You absolutely. It's like $2 a month if you want to get your membership and support the channel that way. Or do the free thing, and I'm all for free. Just hit that like, hit that subscribe. Goes a long way in helping us fight the algorithm here at United Spurs America. And there's my dog. He's scratching his ears, and it sounds like...
that was loud.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's loud, and he farts, and it stinks up the whole room. But he's my co-host now. There he is, smelling where his ass was. He's like, "Oh, that's funny." Hi, Chewy. Hi. He's deaf. He can't. Chewy, go sit back down. The show's not over. No, the show's not over.
I'll see why he called him Chewy now. He really did sound like him.
God, this dog.
Bless him.
Yeah, he wants to end the show already, bro. Just get back in bed. Thank you. Good boy. What a good dog. Anyway, let's run through some of these. I got 41 starred messages. So I know some of those are super chats, etc. But I know also some of them are a lot of them are the score predictions. But before I do that, let me get one of y'all. Who wants to go first and give me your score prediction for Sheffield United at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium? Kate, ladies first. Can't help but be a Southern gentleman.
Thanks for that. 5-0. 5-0 to the mighty Spurs. Sonny to get 2, Mads to get 1, Romero to get 1, and Kulu to get 1.
Okay. Romero's getting another one. I like that.
Yeah. A Rombom.
I like that indeed. Oops, didn't mean to click that. Oops, sorry about that. Just trying to figure myself out here. Sorry about that.
Shameless.
Absolutely shameless. Let's see here. Zapur says, there's just ain't no way that we're getting a clean sheet. Ain't no way we're not getting a clean sheet. And an even bigger no way that we're not scoring heaps of goals. Big up. When is Liverpool? When are we? So we play Sheffield, then we go to Arsenal at the Emirates, and then we come back home for Liverpool. 2 weeks, says Jazz Jones. Catman Jess says, doing better. Thank you, Jacob. Changing the house around, and it turned out to be fun for once. There you go. Can be fun. Kuva, I'm not going to let you read this message because I might be triggering moving houses and stuff. It's all annoying for me anyway. Catman Jess going with a 5-0. Let's see here. Let me start with some of these predictions that I have starred. I've got, I think some of them went away. Where'd they go? Mr. K says 4-1, Spurs win, Sunny Maddison and SAR. So Sunny with the brace, Maddison and SAR.
I haven't seen him for a while.
Yeah, big up Mr. K. He's been tuning in lately. Hope you're doing well, Mr. K. Good to see you in the house. Let me make sure. Thank you for that, Mr. K. Jim, just a guy who loves Spurs, says 3-0 the mighty Spurs. Doesn't tell me who's the goal scorer.
He does. In another message.
In another one?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it must. That might have been one of them that disappeared. Kate's right here, 5-0. Yeah. Sunny 2, Maddison, Kulu, Romero. So Kate, I don't want to be shameless here, but I do want to just tickle around at the monster that is. You did send me a video apology.
I did.
You did send me a video apology in regards to Sonny, that you doubted him and his prowess and his abilities. I do have videos proof of him not losing pace. So you're saying Sonny with the brace. Your husband says Sonny with the hat trick. Are y'all in on? Are you now listening to the man of the house and following suit that Sonny is the truth and he has not left? He's been here the entire time.
Can I just correct you there, first of all, Jacob?
Absolutely correct me.
I didn't say he's losing pace. I said I thought he'd lost some of his mojo.
Oh, that is true. You did say mojo. There was just others who did say pace. Yes. You're right. I don't mean to lump you in or generalize your statement, but you are right. You did say mojo.
I know. I said, and I sent you an apology, said I'm in the mud. Although, to be fair, he has only scored a hat trick. You know, he's got to do it consistently, game after game. But
fair.
I think playing down the middle, we're going to see the best of Sonny. He certainly looked like he was back to his old self. So in that respect, I'm listening to my husband. But my husband was also the one who said Richarlison would come good. So in that respect, I'm not listening to him at all.
Hey, the man is never wrong. Jim, I got your back, buddy. Cole Chessman getting a prediction. And Philip Bidwell, big up Philip Bidwell. I think he came over from that Never a Foul raid. Says, you'll lose in 2 weeks. You'll never walk alone. We're not there yet, Philip, but I hope you tune in when we do preview Liverpool, because honestly, shamelessly, I've predicted that we will win 12 out of the next 4. That's including tomorrow. So that would be a win tomorrow, a win the next week versus Arsenal, a win the next week versus Liverpool. Might be getting advantageous, and a win versus Luton Town. Now, if we're going to lose any of those, I hope it's Luton Town, but it might be Liverpool. But I'm feeling confident right now. Unless we go out there and put a Fulham performance, I might have to walk back a little bit. But the one thing I will not walk back from is what I think when we go to the Emirates. We will not lose when we go to the Emirates. I said it yesterday on my channel. I went full screen and said it. I went on Henry's channel and I said it full screen. And Henry's got a lot of motherfuckers that tune into his stream. So I even went full screen. They put my ass on full screen. I said, we will go to the Emirates and we will not lose. We will not lose. I think we will win, but realistically, it'll probably be a draw. But I think we're going to win. Again, I am wearing fucking Tottenham colored sunglasses, so.
And I think there'll be a few more grey hairs coming through after that statement. That's all I'm going to say.
You gotta love it. I mean, I come up here, I put my face on, I gotta fucking put my foot in one side of the mud, right? I gotta either put it over here, put it over there, either say it's gonna happen or it ain't gonna happen, and I just hope I don't put myself into the thick of it all. Cursor says that the Chelsea fan's son is a baller. Big up. Alfred Oscarson says, happy you guys are here. Big up. Happy you were here. Big up. Sonny is the word, the truth, and the light, says Chris Peters. Talk to me nicely. Dermot, good day from Oz. Hot, hazy day here, so burn them 4-1 with a sunny double. Love it, Dermot. Jacob, play Misty for me. I don't know what that means. It sounds...
It's a film.
It's
a film. It's
scary. Yeah.
Never seen it.
It's about a man who's like a DJ, and the woman becomes obsessed with him and stalks him. So maybe they're going to stalk you. I'm just warning you there.
Interesting. Maybe I need to watch that movie. Ange Ball will end when Liverpool plays us, says Ravi. Let's all take a collective yawn. Just playing Ravi, big up. Rodney Roberts, Solomon Kulu, and Son 3-0. Big up Rodney, love that. Lucas says Spurs 2-0, Sonny and Matters. A little modest 2-0 victory. I like it. Getting business done in a tidy fashion. J. Co 6-1. A flurry of goals, it looks like. 6-1 Solomon with 2 assists. Sonny with a hat trick. Sar and Kulu getting on the score sheet. So we got a few Sonny hat tricks in the books again. Is it because of it? That's our opponent. We're saying because of our opponent, we're saying Sonny's going to get another hat trick because they're a Burnley level. They just came up with them. I hear the argument. And I will never say no, but I just think they're going to be hard pressed knowing that we're going to run Son through the middle. Everyone knows that he just got a hat trick. So they're going to be, let's say, tickling him a little harder than usual. And I think he will score, but I think he'll be more involved in the assisting than he will in the goals, because you got to imagine there's a big-ass target on your back when you come off a hat trick. And if your name ain't Erling Haaland, they're going to have to try and find some way to stop that, right? Could be. I hope I'm wrong and he gets a hat trick, because I did say... Yeah, go ahead, Kuva.
I was going to say, I'll see with Sonny. It's I've said it all last season when I didn't think he was playing well. If you want to get the best out of Sonny, you've got to get him in and around that penalty area as much as possible, because it's shooting, it's scoring goals. That's what he does. So it's Obama, isn't it? Taking the big basketball shot, and then just walking away from it. That's what I do. That's exactly what Sonny does. It's all about the goals. So keep him in the box, just keep feeding him with chances. They'll come. He is the sort of person, I think, where Sheffield United playing a low block, it doesn't necessarily matter. Sonny's great at bending shots in from outside the box. He might just do that. Maddison can do that too. When we've got the way to beat them was those players they are not expecting getting into the box. The Mate Sarr, I'm fancying him to grab a couple. I really do. It's perfectly set up for him.
Basuma's first career Spurs goal potentially this weekend. Are we thinking that?
I think he'll just sit deeply and just make sure there's no surprises going the other way.
You like to get forward a couple times in the match and fling a little something or pass it. I'll be interested to see.
Yeah, I don't think he'll need to in this game. I think we're just going to be camped around the penalty area.
Fair enough.
I really don't see it being an end-to-end game for some reason. Mostly because they sold their best 2 players in the summer. I don't think you can recover from that so easily. Just coming up into the Premiership, they're there for the taking, man. It's just how many you're going to smash them by. Famous last words usually, and people say always set yourselves up for a fall. But the way I feel right now, bring them all on. Real Madrid,
how could we not though?
Not.
Right, Kuva, how could we not think that that's what's going to happen, given what has happened and what we've seen, not only in the Premier League, but look at the preseason, how different we looked. I just think that whole mindset where we used to have, okay, now let's not just stumble up and we just somehow get a 1-0 or a 1-1 draw with these kinds of matches in the past. We're not playing that fucking football anymore. We're playing coming at you down your throat, creating chances left, right, and center, goals you don't know where they're coming from because it's not individual brilliance. It is a worked team goal that we're seeing, and I think that's what makes it so deadly is you just don't know, right? It's like fighting someone in the dark and they have night vision goggles. You're at a disadvantage when you play us, and that's just where I think a lot of this confidence for me comes from.
Hopefully, I don't screw up another presidential quote. I was thinking of JFK as well. Didn't he say something along the lines of, "Don't ask how can we, ask how can we not." This the way I'm.
Don't ask what you can do for your country, but ask what you can do for your country. That's John F. Kennedy. And is a speech of don't ask what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country.
It was more simple. It was the particular one I'm thinking of was much more simple. Just don't ask what can we do or how can we. It's how can we not.
I think that was Forrest Gump that said that, not JFK. Maybe.
Perhaps it was because he did meet it.
Yeah, they must have cut that part out like they cut out the part where Forrest Gump goes to space.
Anyway, whoever said it, the sentiment is what I feel at the moment. It's like instead of constantly fearing, oh no, we can't do this, we can't do that. Yeah, we can. Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, it's 11 against 11, and we've got better players than they have in this match. So let's just do it. Let's just show that.
Yeah, I can't think of one player on their squad that I would say starts over any of ours.
Exactly.
Whereas there's other games where you could say, yeah, maybe there was this player or that player that could potentially get into our starting 11 when you look at other sides. But Sheffield United, all respect, no disrespect, but let's call it right. Let's call a spade a spade. They're just a weaker team in all facets, and we should take advantage of that. No shame being confident in that either. It's like we normally can bench press 300 pounds, and then you set me up with a 200-pounder. It's like, yeah, I should be able to go ahead and do that. Now, if I have a stomach cramp, got to take a shit in the middle of it, I don't know. That might happen, but I can bench 300, and I know that. And so I hope that we go into that with that mindset anyway. Wayne Bonner says, howdy, all my fellow Spurs addict, 4-0 Super Spurs tomorrow. Big up Wayne Bonner. Adrian Schroeder says Spurs 6, Sheffield United 1. Sonny with a hat trick. Decky with 2, and Solomon. Decky gets 2 goals. I think it's going to make it very hard for Brendan Johnson to crack into this 11, and he may just have to be our super sub off the bench.
Perfect. That's what we want, isn't it? Everybody firing.
Everybody, and the options coming off the bench being deadly as well. Because Solomon has proved in the Premier League, at least at Fulham, that he can come off the bench and score a goal in 3 straight matches. So potentially that could be an option there. Or Brendan Johnson in a relegation side, or almost relegation side, Nottingham Forest. He did get a good couple goals. So James Paratrooper says 7-1 Spurs, Sonny 3. Udogi and Sarr with 1 each. I've heard a few shouts for Ugodi to get a goal as well, to be a little bit more proactive, and I could see it. He did score the opening goal in the preseason, if y'all remember, on a corner. I think he had a header like that and popped it in, so that was nice. Wilton says 3-0 Son of Brace, and Solomon to get his first goal. That'd be fun. Captain Grandma 3-2, Richie 3, Dyer 2 own goals. Interesting. I don't know if Dyer even cracks the 18. I hope, anyway. But big up Captain Grandma. If he does start, we might get 2 own goals. Or at least 2 goals that are his fault. I know that much. Zapur says 5-0. Son 2, Maddison 1, Romero 1, and Ugodi with 1. That's a great prediction there.
Did you just... Was I imagining it? Or did you say if Dyer starts?
Not me. I said Richarlison.
I said if he... I said if he was in the squad and he played, then yes... 2 goals for sure he's at fault for.
If that happens, I think Big Ange's job is in big trouble.
Yeah.
It's just because look, there were quotes that came out today in regards to Lloris and Dyer, and he verbatim said what we've the opposite of we've all been saying. Dyer's out of the squad. He's nowhere near the squad. And there was a quote today from Ainge that said Dyer has never been out of the squad. He's just not in the fucking 18.
No,
whatever,
I've heard 2 different and contrasting versions of the quotes. And one of them, I'll trust Will Stewart when he's looking up all these things because he's a real stickler for facts and figures being exact. And what Ange says, I haven't got the quote at hand, but it very much hinted the other way round that basically we were saying if those transfers hadn't happened, like Sanchez and others going out, 3 players going out, and they'd stayed, it would have been a very different outcome.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Now, that suggests he doesn't want Dyer here.
You know what I think it is? People have listened to it and took it in different ways, but I get the same impression as Kuva from what I've read, that he was saying that, had Sanchez still been in the squad, Dyer wouldn't have been there. And he'd already said in a press conference, Ange, that Lloris wasn't going to make the squad because he had enough keepers and he didn't want 2 foreign goalkeepers or whatever he said. So Dyer won't get anywhere near the team, not unless we have a massive outbreak of lasagna gate or something. He's getting nowhere near.
Better off playing lasagna.
Side Dancer says 4-0 Poro, Maddison, Sonny with 2. Drula says 4-0 Sonny Brace, Poro, and Ugodi. 4-1 for Nick Brown. Graham Turner says 3-1 Spurs. Scott M with the 4-2 Spurs win. Get in, Scott. Talk to me nicely. He says 4-2 Spurs win. Sonny with all 4 goals. Big up, Scott. I like that prediction, and I will be wet if that happens. David Calvino says 3-1 Bissouma, Son, Ugodi, McBurney to score for them. McBurney, that's a fun name. Boxing Kangaroos, there it is, 3-2. Ravi says 2-1 Spurs with Sheffield scoring first. I could see that happening. I definitely can see us conceding a goal. Damn, I can't speak. Archibald, 3-0. Maddison will get 2. Our oh my God. The gray hair, man. It's all the gray hair's fucking fault. Look at it. Look at it. Our wingers, what's wrong with me today? Our wingers will have to be super wide. Then they'll just foul the runners through the middle. 2 free kicks. Archibald says, big up. I'm not going to let the gray hair keep fucking with me. Chris Peters.
I can't even see it.
I can.
Evil. See, I was trying to build you up there, buddy. It's just...
I can
Kuva,
see it. It's
look
catchy.
at it. Look at it, Kuva.
Oh, wow.
It is. And that wasn't there yesterday.
It was.
Suddenly I don't feel so old.
Yeah, I
damn it.
suddenly feel about 10 years younger.
All right, back to these predictions from the viewers. 113 votes, absolutely tremendous. Appreciate y'all helping me hit that goal. Maybe we can get to 150. There's still 170 of y'all tapped in. Appreciate everyone who is still here. Hit that like if you don't mind, or hit the dislike. Doesn't matter. Or actually, it does matter, but it makes you feel better because you contributed to the show in some way. And let me know how you're feeling. 124 votes. So 11 of y'all haven't liked the video, but you did participate in the poll. And the results are still the same. Everyone thinks it's going to be an entertaining win or an easy dub. No excuses. But 25% still says should win, but we'll struggle. And another 4% says the Mighty Blades will chop us down. But I don't believe that. Chris Peters says 3-1 to Spurs. Harry Puss says 5-1 Spurs. The Puss has spoken. And yes, indeed, it has. Nick Collison, who will be there at the match tomorrow, said 3-1 Spurs. Spurs GCTV says 5-0 to Spurs. Solomon to open his account. Maybe we see a few openings of the account, so to speak. Jim, 3-0 Spurs. Sonny second hat trick. Big up Jim, just a guy who loves Spurs. Andrew Seymour 4-1. No goal scorers, but 4-1 indeed. 4-1 says Rich. Spurs brace for Sonny. I like that. Ryman's son says 1-0 Spurs. Nervy finish, Solomon goal. This I would agree with if it was Antonio Conte and this was last season, because we did have a lot of those. I just can't see one goal being scored, whether we get demolished or not, or we go out there and put it on their head. I just can't see only one goal being scored the entire 90. I don't know. I feel like this play style lends itself to let goals on both ends, really. Just matters if they eat their dinner.
We've got a Maddison this season. It's not going to happen.
Jacob, can I ask you a question?
Of course you can.
You said that you think we'll concede.
Yeah.
Is that because you don't have faith in Vicario, or because you don't have faith in the defence?
Don't have faith in the who?
Yeah, or Vicario.
Don't have faith in the what? No, I think it's not Vicario. I just think Pedro Porro has a tendency. If I'm a manager and I look at Pedro Porro and if 2-3 is out there on their right back, guess what I'm doing? Tell my left winger, just keep running and send balls over the top. That motherfucker won't know what hit him. And it's every time you send balls over the top, Pedro Porro's liable to let a few of those go and play off his man. So I feel like that's our biggest hole right now, which is fantastic because last season there was a lot of holes, like Pornhub amount of holes in our defense. And now it's like there's just the one hole, and it's great. And I hope that we don't, but I do have a feeling that we have a propensity to play so high up so early on when these teams still have a lot of their energy to run in behind us. They won't have those opportunities all match. I just think that they will early on, and that if they are able to, like a professional baller should, eat your dinner in front of the goal, they should at least get one. Man United should have at least had 2, but they didn't eat their dinner. Brentford could have had 3. They only had 2. There's holes that we have, and that's okay because this style, again, lends yourself to that. You live by the sword, you die by the sword, so to speak. So I'm not concerned about the fact that Pedro Porro might let one in over his head, because you know where his mind is at. He's trying to play those world-class touches into Sonny far up ahead. So it's okay. It's okay. Again, we concede 3 goals and we win the match. I don't give a shit, because at the end of the day, if we get more goals than them, we get the 3 points. That's what I want. Goal differential be damned. I'll take a win every single day of the week. If it's a 4-3, that's what I've always said. Like in the preseason, we couldn't stop conceding. And then we played Brentford. We didn't stop conceding. It was just like, wow, we're just going to keep conceding. That seems to be the norm. And then we had, 2 clean sheets in a row? So that tells me that we can defend, but let's look back at the match. We know there were opportunities that Man United didn't finish. We know there were opportunities that Brentford didn't finish. So it's there. It's there, and it can happen. Now, will it remains to be seen, but I think they should at least get one. We'll give them the chance to do that much, at least, in my opinion. David Cooper, Spurs will win 3-1, but I'm quite worried about injuries. Romero can't be 100% fit, but will play well. He, by all intents and purposes, seems fit. Martin says 4-2 Spurs, and I know that pains him to say so. Wayne Muir says Spurs 2-0. Oh, my thing's lagging a little bit. 2-0 Spurs from Wayne. Daniel E says 4-0. I like that, Daniel. Eye of the Moment says Spurs 3-1. Nice. I like that. It's a dub. Kuva with the 7-3 Heung-min Daddy. Heung-min Hung, hat trick. Kulu, Solomon, and Sar with 2. Maddison 4 assists. Wow. Maddison 4 assists. I hope so. He's in my fantasy Premier League team. He be cooking. So I hope so.
Me three.
You know what? I'll keep going for these big score lines like this, because I like to put a £1 bet on it each time, because you get insane odds for it. The more I watch Ange's team playing, the more I think, you know what? Someday we might just see this. There's so many chances being created in the matches. Take Man United, for example. With a home side, we won the game. We created about 17 shots on goal, and they had about 22 or something. There's goals to be there to be scored for both sides in all games. I love it that way. I'd much prefer to have one of these 9-goal thrillers or something, a 5-4 win. You're not sure who's going to win it to the end of the game. That, to me, is brilliant. That's what football is.
We're going to get that next week. I know we're going to get that kind of... It's going to be intense. It's going to be heated. I'm going to be very moist the entire 90.
I've got this dream scenario in my head.
I have debated doing a watch along for the Arsenal match.
Definitely. I've got this dream scenario in my head about us 4-1 down playing Arsenal at half time, and then coming back and winning it 5-4.
That would be insane. That would be going down though like that at halftime. I'd be feeling pretty shitty if I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. I'd be like, damn, we really conceded 4. Damn.
I mean, it's obviously it's not,
especially if Kai Havertz scores. Holy shit.
We have had crazy games with them before. There has been a 5-4. There's been a 4-all. It's not completely unrealistic. It's just unlikely.
Yeah. Big Philip Bidwell, rival fan, says 1-1. A little cheeky draw. Cole Chessman 4-0. And says Sun with 2 matters 1. Johnson to get a goal on his debut. That'd be pretty fun. At home. A home debut nonetheless. J. Coe, Sunny. Sar and Poro. Boxing Kangaroo comes in to clean up with the Spurs 3-2. Sunny. Muddy, I think it means Maddison. Maddie the Baddie. And Johnson. There's a UFC fighter called Paddy Bimlett, if you ever heard of him. He's from the UK. I believe Liverpool guy. He's got that Scouse accent. And his nickname is Paddy the Baddie. It's Paddy the Baddie. And he's got this haircut, looks like from Clockwork Orange. He's hilarious. I love that
What's
guy.
his name?
Paddy Bimlett.
No, his nickname?
Paddy the Baddie.
What accent is that?
He's Scouse. He's has a Scouse accent.
Yeah, but what accent was that?
This is the thing, Kate. You don't know. That's the beauty of it. Like a box of chocolates, right, baby? You don't know what you're gonna get. It could be Irish. It could be Australian. It could be.
I'll say Scots, but yeah, Scots Irish maybe.
Yeah, that's what I was.
Australian. Yeah, it could be.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. You never know what you get. The one accent I will say that everyone does know is when I say "this club, these players." When I do that, I think everyone knows what I'm talking about.
Sven-Göran Eriksson.
That was Scottish. What'd you say to me, Kuva?
Sven-Göran Eriksson. Oh dear. Never mind. It's just
unknown says. Okay. I'm gonna move along because I don't know what you're talking about. Spurs are 4-1 down, and Richarlison bags 4 goals, and Sava ends up with mud on his face. Unknown, a Sava fan here in the chat. Richarlison, if he scored 4 goals, would mud the entire Spurs fan base, I think, except for Jim.
It wouldn't mud me because I still think he's crap, even if he scores 4 goals.
Everyone says that's Scottish.
If he scores 4 goals, that's a long way to sort of changing a few minds, though, I think.
Yeah, get a little bit of a reprieve.
I think he'll do well to come back and just get 1. That's a good enough sort of ambition at this point.
Oh, dear.
Rich says the 4-4 draw versus Arsenal was one of the best games I've watched.
Yeah, I agree. It was a mad game, really was. That was one of Harry Redknapp's really early matches. We were dead and buried, but yeah, it was a great game. Even the 5-4, we lost it, but when you look back at it and take the rose-tinted glasses off, hell of a game.
Never. Oh.
Well, that's the thing about me loving the game played to its most beautiful, best, and attacking football. Is I can look back at matches like that and think, yeah, that was a good watch. Or losing to Coventry in the '87 Cup final, brilliant final to watch. Only the result was wrong. But yeah, goals help you to take the edge off the pain, I think. If you score a couple of blinding goals in a game, at least you got something to take away, haven't you?
Yeah, absolutely. Steady as Shark says, always believe in Richarlison. And Lazy 8 double dipping, but not with the queso or the salsa, because he's a YouTube chat member and hit us with a super chat. Says, I'm worried. First off, thank you, Nick. Thank you very much for being generous. Says, I'm worried that we will get an early goal and Sheffield chooses not to come at us. They sit back even more, wait for an additional counterattack in the second half. Our defense has to be switched on for 90 plus. I agree with this, and I really see it going 2 ways. And I kind of mentioned it earlier on the show, but I see it either like being tight the first 30 minutes of the match, like we see with every match, because I think it's a fight that we bring to our opposition and say, how long can you fight us at this pace? And United was about 35-40 minutes. Burnley put up a fight for about 25 minutes. These teams are 40-30 minutes. They all stop. What are y'all cheesing about? What are y'all cheesing about? I see y'all cheesing. Okay, you were texting something, then you're cheesing, and Kuva's now cheesing.
Lisa put, I'm dying right now along with you, Kate, and I just put that you kill me because you just make me crease out so much.
That's why I try to have some fun here. You know what I mean? I'm not a comedian, but life is funny, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, if any time a stream is going a little bit dull or dragging on a little bit in a section, I like to just put in a little comment and private message to Kate about something, see if I can get her to laugh. And there we go. As soon as she starts, I can't stop her.
Y'all are like those two naughty kids in the classroom, like spitballs and cell phones and
gray hair.
Shorts too short. Change your shorts, kids. Wear conservative clothing, you children. But Lazy 8, thank you so much for this dono. I do agree. But I don't think that I'm worried if we get an early goal and then they don't come at us. I think even if they sit back or they do try to fight the fight with us, I have no doubt in my mind that it's just Mike Tyson versus amateur out here. We're going to be too much for them to handle. Now, that may be braggadocious, and that may be a little bit getting too ahead of myself here, but you know what I say? Blame it on the Ange ball is what I blame it on. Shout out Jamie Foxx for that. Blame it on the alcohol song reference. So thank you very much, Lazy 8, for this. Kuva, Kate, did y'all have anything you wanted to add to this? Are y'all worried at all that if we get that first goal that Sheffield will just choose to sit back and then, maybe wait for their counter-attacking chance to find us out, which we know those holes will be exposed eventually?
I'm not worried at all. I think we're just going to do what we do. We never stop. We don't stop running. We don't stop going at teams. And I just don't think they'll be able to handle it. I said the same thing about Bournemouth. I just think that we've got such a superior team to them. Oh my God, I hope this don't come back and bite me on the arse. But I do. I'm not concerned in the slightest.
Love it. Kuva, are you concerned in the slightest?
Of course not. We're winning the double.
Come on.
Yeah, it's no problem. This lot, like I keep saying on streams this week, I'm so fed up of having to be scared of opposition and going, oh no, what if this happens? What if that happens? Oh, this could go all horribly wrong. To hell with that. This is relegation material team we're playing. We're just going to take the game to them, batter them, take the points.
Come on,
take
Kuva.
their sense of hope, take their sense of any chance of surviving in this league. Get that goalkeeper suffering with lower back at the end of the game. You see that onion sack smashed through so many times. It's like some French movie or something about some trade or whatever. I don't know where I'm going with it. Anyway, I'm why? Absolutely why. Big Ange is here. I totally believe in what we're doing. I think we've got players on the pitch, deservedly player of the month, deservedly manager of the month. Players finding form that we know are good finishers like Sonny. We've got our players that haven't even hit the peak form yet. And we're doing well. Unbeaten in the league. Could have won all 4 games. Yeah, could have conceded a few more goals. I'll tell you what else we could have done is scored a few more as well. So let's have it. We are full of goals, full of excitement. And this, let's face it, is Sheffield United. This isn't the team we're not the team that played them last season. This is a different animal. Take the game to them, really get teeth into them, ragdoll them around, shake them like a rabid dog taking what it wants. It's just we are the beast. They're just going home bruised, battered, and without any hope.
That's a fun visual you set there, Kuva, because I remember vividly after we first adopted Chewy about 5 years ago. I was walking him around the apartment complex thinking, oh, what a beautiful dog we just got. And this dog got a hold of a squirrel. And when I tell you the squirrel was screaming like a child at the amusement park, it was like, and he was doing the whole rah, rah, rah. And I was like, Joey, this is back when he could hear. And I was like, Joey, let him go, get him off. And he and threw the fucking squirrel into the air, and just doing this fucking, and I see it the whole way just flying away. I was like, holy shit. Like, one of the most insane moments I've seen between dog and squirrel, like live and direct. It was,
and you just thought to yourself, that's Sheffield United.
That they're the squirrel, and they should be so lucky if the owner of of Tottenham Hotspur says, ease up on them a little bit. Because I had to go to work later, and I didn't want this fucking dead squirrel on my conscience while I tried to do my corporate job all day. So I was like, please don't murder this squirrel in front of my eyes. But anyway, Chris Peters, fight and win indeed. I know you've been wanting me to say it all show. Fight and win. There you go. There's the American chant. We finally have the talent to unlock Sheffield if they do decide to play it that way. And I agree with you, Jamie. This is why I wanted to bring this up in reference to being worried about Sheffield United and why I am not. But we are here over 2 hours, so I will be wrapping up the show because this has turned into another Martin Scorsese classic. Over 2 hours and just a lot of fun stuff in between. So I do appreciate it very much to those of you who have tapped in. Got a couple more things I want to address before I say goodbye and find out where these beautiful folk can be found at on the YouTube. Unknown says you came in 8th with Kane up front. Yes, we did. And also says I would rather get top 4 with Richarlison up front. We have not. And also says Spurs came in 8th with Kane's 30 goals. It's a myth. The 30 goals were not a myth, nor was us coming in 8th a myth. The myth was around that if he left, we wouldn't be able to score goals. So I agree, that is a myth. Another myth is people saying Sonny lost his pace. And quite frankly, they're just wrong. They're just absolutely wrong. Let's be fearless, fight, and win. Another great chant. Jacob, you just ruined our plans for a radio show. I don't know what that means. How did I ruin the plans? What did I do? I don't know what I did, Wilton. Jacob, you need Kuva and Kate on more to make a fantastic show. Do a poll. That sounds like a euphemism for sure. Unknown says Bayern drew 2-2. Kane doesn't even get marked. They say crap don't get marked.
Oh, someone's bitter. Jesus.
Harry who is what I'm saying.
Saltiness coming from unknown.
Hey, I'm salty too. Unknown, be salty. Fuck them. I hope you don't win shit. I'm just playing. I mean, I don't. I am a Dortmund fan now. Kuva, that tough talk turns Jacob. Right on. Yes, it does. Romero's mom looks pure gangsta. Yeah, she looks like a G for real. How else can you raise a Tasmanian devil if you're not a little spunky yourself, you know? Gotta imagine. I've been fun growing up in there. Little low on the likes, guys. Come on, this show's hilarious. Big up Lisa M promoting the show. Hit them likes up. I see 120 out of 150 people here, so I really don't have much to complain about. We have 153 people, and we can't get to 150, but that's okay. Maybe the folks who watch us back on playback. I don't see anything in the private chat, so if y'all are sharing private jokes, I don't see them. Y'all are
I just spat my water out. That's all, because Kuva makes me laugh. Naughty.
Childish play on words with the difference between English and the American version.
Yeah.
Yeah, different meaning for words in different contexts. Yeah,
like shire and sheer, for instance.
And in that particular instance, spunky.
The twos you use. I can't have you sit next to each other. If I'm a teacher, I'm putting you on opposite ends of the classroom.
It's some I love. It's some I love though. Like what's the other one? Your use of the word fanny. So different to ours.
What does fanny mean in America?
Your butt,
like the backside. Yeah.
Yeah, like your butt.
Your bottom.
Don't touch me on my fanny. Don't tickle me fanny.
What do men have fannies in America?
Yeah, I have a fanny. You have a fanny. It's not gender exclusive now. Let's not.
I've got to clip that. Jacob saying that he's got a fanny.
We all have a fanny. It's a human right. You have to have butt cheeks. Come on now. Rich says, I think I'm getting in the pool. Rich, the water is perfect. Not too cold, not too warm. No one's pee-peed in it. We do have that thing that turns the water a funny color. So jump on in. The barbecue is cooking, my friend, and soon Ange will be serving dinner. But for now, Kuva and I, Paul Beatty, Scott M is yet to show, but he will be in the pool before December. The barbecue's raging, my friend. Come on in. The water's nice. Love it. You're sounding like Ainge. He wants his players to be brave and believe and fear no one. I think I'm talking to you there, Kuva. Great show, says Mr. K. Big up, Mr. K. Unknown says it was a 1-1 versus City until the 88th minute. Spurs could be in for a shock. I'm gonna say this: City ain't playing to the level we're playing at right now. They eventually will overtake us. Don't get me wrong. Now, they are the superior team, but they haven't won in convincing fashion like we have in our wins. And I know they didn't draw like we did, but I just think we're too damn good, man. We're too damn sexy when they see us sauntering about on that pitch and be like, "Who them boys?" And guess what? We already won then because we're in their head. Still curious about the cello, that string instrument. That is my wife's cello. Next to it, right there, the brown thing you can see that's her guitar. She just got off a session, singing and such. Strength and honor. Yes, indeed. Unknown says, I just don't think Spurs play to Richarlison's strength, which is his heading ability. If Son and Kulu could get crosses, get past first defenders, they can. Son can for sure. I have video proof of it. Unknown. I know you aren't known, and I don't know who the fuck you are, but I'll send you videos of where Son does get behind his man and can beat the first, second, third, and fourth defenders. Video proof, my friend. Indisputable evidence. In a court of law, they would say caught red-handed. So that is wrong. And also, we don't need to play to someone's strengths. If we're winning and we're doing it in convincing fashion, I don't need to say, "Oh, Richarlison, are you okay with that? Do you want me to put more crosses in the box?" No, this is my fucking tactics. You can either do it or you can't. And if you can't, guess what? We'll find someone who can. The same damn thing every job does. If you died tomorrow, your job will put your specific job online for people to apply the same day they find out you're dead. So let's not get it twisted. We don't need to cater to nobody. We're Tottenham Hotspur, not Richarlison Pigeon Ball FC. All right. I love Richarlison. Hope he gets his head right. Hope he comes good and is worth the money. But I don't think any player, not even Sonny, whom y'all know how much of a fucking bias I have for Heung-min Hung, Heung-min Son, Heung-min Dad. You know how much of a bias I have for him. But even if he was going through and doing the things that I saw from that striker position Richarlison do in 3 straight matches, I would say, sorry, buddy. We need to look at who can do the job better. But I probably wouldn't be so mean about it because I love him so much. But I would be gentle and say, sir.
Would you tap his fanny?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
Give it a good old little. Might come back for a second one. So nice how to do it twice. You know what I mean? U.S. fanny means fanny packs. That is true. I don't know what's going on here. Big up just a harmless potato. Joshua's in the house. Jacob, fanny means vajayjay in English land. Interesting. Didn't know that. That's why Kate thinks it's so funny that I'm like, I've got a fanny. You've got a fanny. We've all got fannies. Chewy, you're right. Motherfucker clanking around. Can't let you trying to stand up. I know the show's almost over, dude. Damn, chill.
He's just parking his fanny down there, isn't he?
Fun stuff, cultural difference.
You know the worst cultural difference I've experienced so far. I was over in California many years back, and I was speaking to some of my friends over there, telling a story about something that happened in the pub ages ago. And I said, "Well, what could I do? I was there with both hands full, fag hanging out of my mouth, and everybody probably burst out laughing." But some of them knew enough about English to know the slang for cigarette. So they explained it. Well, I'm thinking, what's going on? Then I realised what had happened. And, it was just one of those things, isn't it? It's two countries divided by a common language. That's what they always say.
Yeah, I'm glad I clipped the
it's not just the English.
Jacob's got a fanny.
I gotta think about how I'm gonna say this. What I would say is it's interesting the diversity in the same languages. Like Puerto Rican Spanish to Mexican Spanish is different. Like I remember because my stepdad's from Puerto Rico and then my mom is from Mexico. So I remember one time we were at my abuela's house and my stepdad said something along the lines of, "That's a very beautiful vase you have there for those flowers." And turns out the word for vase in Puerto Rican is the word for vagina in Mexican Spanish. So he basically told my grandma that she has a nice vagina full of flowers. And so that was an interesting moment when I was like, huh, I thought all Spanish was the same, but it's not. And she was very, she didn't think it was funny. She did not think it was funny. It was a very awkward moment in the tiny little house that we were all in the moment. So that was fun. Craig the Gecko Man says, I remember the shock when my American friend said she was grabbing her fanny pack. Honestly, fanny packs are on the way back in here in America. And I really want, they have some with speakers. So you can have a fanny with speakers, Kate, and it can play music, whatever you want. Just plug right into that fanny pack and it'll play whatever music you want to hear.
I can't cope.
Yep, just finding out what fanny means in England, and it's interesting. Very much interesting indeed. Jacob, you got a fanny, mate. Never knew that you were a woman, mate. Yep. Okay. Really derailed this show. I blame my gray hair on derailing this entire 2 hours.
Do you remember a show called Mork and Mindy with Robin Williams in it?
Mm-hmm.
Used to run for ages, 70s and 80s show. And I remember one episode that was screened over in the UK. Would have meant nothing to the American viewers at the time, but over in the UK, everybody was bursting out laughing because they had a couple in the episode called Mr. and Mrs. Wanker. To the Americans, it meant nothing back then, but to us, it was just. But I mean, over time, people know about all these things, probably from those sort of stories.
Lovely. I always love learning things here live on air. What a lovely day.
Jacob's got a fanny. Jacob's got a fanny.
Interesting indeed. Well, you know what? More of me to love. How about that? More of me to love. Unknown says, I just don't think these Spurs players are not used to having Richarlison up front when they have had Kane through the middle. They have had to go wide because Kane was still in his own half. Again, you're comparing us versus last season playing Antonio Conte's tactics, which is fucking completely different than Ange Postecoglou. So, again, when we're talking about the wingers and Kane and where he was, Kane was two different players for us in that system. Yes, I do agree. But I just think, like, keep doing it. You're obviously a rival fan. Keep fucking sleeping on us. When we find your ass, you're going to be singing a different tune. Everyone will. Same thing I'm saying to Arsenal. Same thing I'm saying to Liverpool. Don't matter who the fuck you are. Ange Ball's coming for you. And you can't hide. We're going to find you, and we're going to expose you. We're going to bring the fight to you that you don't want. And guess what? You're going to leave unhappy, and you're going to say, oh, this should have happened, or this should have happened. But in reality, guess what happened? Ange fucking Postecoglou is what happened. So let's all relax a little bit. Let's just remember... or I guess I'll relax, because you know what, rival fans, keep sleeping, man. While you sleep, we eat. And you know what we do after we eat? Then we take a little nap, and then we meet you at the park and we whoop your ass. How about that? Sweet Fanny Adams, says Jamie Git. Let me make sure I'm caught up here before I say goodbye. But we are creeping on 2.5 hours, so this is becoming not even a Scorsese. This is becoming a fucking Kubrick. So let's
Forrest Gump was about 2.5 hours, I think. So
yeah, fucking what was the guy from Lord of the Rings? Peter Jackson. Yeah. I mean, never mind. I'm not even going to talk about it, because did you know during the Lord of the Rings they shot all 3 movies in the same? They were all there in New Zealand, shot all 3 movies, and then just released them periodically. Interesting that, because most movie companies don't do that.
That was interesting.
Wow.
Love that.
Okay.
Interesting.
Jacob, how tall are you?
You're okay.
6'4".
You're okay. Yeah.
Oh my God! So Coover's the Hobbit because he's only small.
Yeah. We figured that out a couple days ago, right? Yeah.
Yeah, but that means you're Gandalf because you're a giant.
I thought you were going to say because I have gray hairs now, and I was going to say, way to play into my fucking new vulnerabilities that got displayed live on air because I found new gray hairs on my head. Thank you for that, Kate.
I wasn't going to say that.
I appreciate that. I'm Gandalf because I'm fucking gray and old, and my hair's getting all
I think
gray.
with this beard, I'd have to be more of a sort of Gimli, the dwarf, really.
Yeah. Yes.
He's really cool. I like him.
Yeah.
A confused young man hanging out of Kuva's mouth. Isn't that nice? I'm so behind on this chat. Jacob, you totally speak Spanish. That explains Bentancur. I don't actually speak it very fluently, but I can understand it better than I can speak it. I'll tell you that much. Fanny with speakers. That's right.
It's all that about the similarities, even though it's the same language. You get that with the Argentinian players quite often go to Italy because Italian's really close to the Argentinian Spanish than them going to Spain. I thought that was quite an interesting one. I remember Pochettino talking about it. But I suppose it's all that Latin base, isn't it?
Yeah. Unknown says if you have a target man up front, you have to play to his style. I don't think that we play with a target man up front. Ange Ball isn't like.
No, I get what he's saying. Is that if we have Richarlison in the team, if you're going to get anything out of him, you've got to play to his strengths, haven't you? Just get the ball in there. Just keep slinging it.
Yeah, I mean, you can make that argument about every forward: right wing, left forward, center forward. You can even say the same thing about fucking central attacking midfielder. You have to play to his strengths. You can say that about your defense, your goalkeeper. He ain't good with the ball at his feet. You got to play to his strength. Yes, but again, I'm saying you don't fucking rewrite the wheel just because one car manufacturer can't fucking put it together. That's all I'm saying. Speaking about rock and roll, give me a song. I love rock and roll. How about that? Put another dime in the jukebox, baby. Jacob making Kuva and Kate feel like they're in the show Ted Lasso. Interesting that. Fanny with Bluetooth speakers. No, you got to plug them in, I think. Jacob, it's been a great show. Thank you. It's been off the rails here for a good bit of it. Still 140 of y'all in the 148 of y'all in the house. Big ups to those of y'all who have partaken in the poll. I will be ending that right now. 135 votes. 47% says should be an entertaining win. Another 25% says easy dub incoming, no excuses. And should win, but we will struggle with 23%. So 23% says we're going to struggle, and 3% says the Blades will cut us down. So that's going to do it here for the show. Thank you so much for everyone who has tuned in. If I missed any of your comments, I do apologize. When these fucking hooligans came into the show, I definitely got thrown off. But nonetheless, we're going to wrap it up there. Big up everyone who has tuned in. Big up Unknown. I don't know who you are, but I appreciate you coming in and providing a rival's perspective. Kate, I'm going to grab your channel link and put it in the chat so where people can find you. When's the next time you're live?
That's a good question. I don't normally do live on Saturdays, but possibly Sunday. Maybe got a Sheffield United fan coming on, actually. I'm just waiting for confirmation of a time. So possibly Sunday, but I'm always on Monday mornings, 10 till 12 on Football Heritage TV with Sava. And then I'm on 1 till 2, Monday to Friday on my channel. And then wherever I just pop up, really. Like when you invite me, Jacob or Bobby or anybody, I'll just turn up.
There it is.
With Kuva.
Apparently, some troublemakers.
I'm blaming you entirely.
I learned my lesson. Unknown says predicts. Oh, I did put the link. Where is it? Somewhere around here. I'm behind in the chat. There it is for Kate, just a girl who loves Spurs. Go support every single YouTube content creator. Unless they're bad people, fuck them. But the good people, support them. And Kate is one of the good ones, or else I would not support her myself.
Thank you, Jake.
If you trust my judgment, go subscribe. If you don't trust my judgment, go subscribe and then find out for yourself. There's only one way to find out. Once you get in the pool, then you find out how to swim. But big up Unknown. I'm not so rattled. Off the rails is good, Jacob. Yeah, the show's been off the rails for sure. Kane can't play in the counterattack. He's suited to teams who play a wide line. In the counterattack under Jose Mourinho, he won assist and goal of the season. So I don't know if that's true either. But, you might be right.
I'd say Kane can play in any system.
I think Kane's a good enough player. Exactly. That's why even when he was still here and people were like, but can he play the Ainge way? fucking world-class IQ. Kane can play whatever system Kane wants to play. The only thing he lacks is pace. And free kicks. Pace and free kicks, the only two things that he lacks. But other than that...
It's like Teddy Sheringham, though. If you've got the pace up there, it doesn't matter so much.
Jacob, have you enjoyed having Kuva and Kate on? Absolutely, I enjoyed it. Took a bunch of turns, but you know what? Sometimes you find the destination you need to find, not the one that you set out to find.
Like Jenny in Forrest Gump. Look, we've gone in full circle.
Full fucking circle.
Yeah.
It's not about the result. It's about what you learned and the friends you made along the way.
And the friends you made along the way. Isn't that just beautiful? I love that from Kuva. Kuva, are y'all live tomorrow on 3 Spurs Boys? And please don't give me a one-word answer because I'm looking up the channel link.
Yes, we.
Ah, you motherfucker.
Yeah, in about 21 hours' time, a little bit over that, we will be doing Kuva and the Kang, doing In the Ball? No, Spot the Ball. It's getting a bit back to the old days of a different Saturday night show that isn't around anymore. But well, missed that one.
Oh, did it rhyme with Schmin the Schmall from Schmob Schmersh Me?
That's right.
Okay, very cool.
That's the one. Despite what happened, it's still missed at times. So we'll be doing that one. And then I'm going to try and I'll probably be on the pre-match build-up on Savas tomorrow in the daytime as well. Otherwise, same as Kate, I'm just looking to go around as many channels as possible and just cause a bit of mischief because it's just funny.
It is funny. But Kuva, anytime you're here, you spread the love too, and that's what I like most about you.
Thank you. Much appreciated. You too, Jacob. I mean, I've said before, I think you're doing really well with the channel. You're getting yourself out there. You've got a good calming tone to your voice that makes me feel comfortable about going to sleep at night. So
I've been hearing that a lot. I put people to sleep, and I think as a content creator, I don't know if you want to hear that, but here we are, and people have told me that. So hey, as long as you're tuning in.
That's normally true, but I've just got this vision of this squirrel being mauled and thrown across the park, and I don't think I'm going to sleep now.
Well, the squirrel, after he flew, he hit, landed, and ran up a tree, so he's all right.
Oh, okay, that's okay.
Yeah, all's well that ends well.
So then Jacob shot him.
So then I cut the tree down and displaced him and his entire squirrel fucking family. That's how much I hated that bastard. Big up Unknown. I'm not angry. I'm having a good time. I was just refuting what you were saying. You're allowed to have an opinion whether I agree with it or not. A lot of people come here and tell me how dumb and wrong I am, and I'm A-okay with it. So don't worry. The vibes are always immaculate here, Unknown. I will never be mad. Unless it's about Eric Dyer, and then I get a little mad. But outside of that, the vibes are immaculate. I just like to give my take because the general fan don't know in-depth tactics, says Unknown. Hey, man, keep giving your takes. It's all welcome here. I will never shoo you away. I will read it out and tell you if I agree or disagree. That's just that. But I always keep the vibes immaculate, even if I agree or disagree. Like with Kate, she said all this about Son. She said Romero this and that. And now she's like, I love Romero and I love Son. And guess what? Whenever she feels either way, she feels she's always welcome here to share her opinions, because even if I disagree and I think they're silly, it doesn't matter because we're all Spurs fans. We're all football fans. We all have our opinions on the game and how we should, the best ways forward. Yeah, we all go about it our own way. Exactly. Yeah. But big up, man. You're Unknown. I don't know you, but you're welcome. Don't worry about that. Jazz Jones, thanks for the show, peeps. John Dean. Big up John Dean. Is your brother Jimmy Dean, home of the American biscuit? Jimmy Dean, get yourself some breakfast sausages. Jimmy Dean, you're going to like the way you look. I guarantee it. That's what some of that is. Props to any squirrel that makes a living in Texas. All right, this show, I got to wrap it up. My son is awake, so I do got to go. Over 2.5 hours. If you can't hit a like for that fact alone, I don't know what else will get you to tickle the pickle, but do it anyway. Keep it going. Big up Rich, YouTube chat members. Before I say goodbye, let me say big major thank you to Kate, who not only joined the show but also hit us with the first super chat of the day, and Daniel the Dawn of Montana hitting us with a big dono today. Appreciate that. Moondog with the double up. Hope you're well, Moondog. Thank you for that. Catman Jess with the membership chat as well. And last but certainly not least, the man with the plan on the east side of America, Lazy 8, with the final super chat of the day. So thank you so much for those of you who did super chat and support the channel financially, but also big up to those of you who were in the chat, because supporting free by hitting that like, hitting that subscribe, sharing this with your mother, your brother, your cousin, your sister, your auntie, your uncle, your nephew, and your niece. They all want to watch United Spurs of America. So go ahead and share this with them. They will thank you later, I promise. And that's absolutely free way to support the channel. So appreciate those of you who did do that. Thank you so much as well to Kuva and Kate, my esteemed guests, my naughty children in the classroom. But I love y'all both very much. I'm going to play the outro, but I'm also going to see if there's some beautiful, nice folk out there who is still streaming. And if I send you there, know that they are good people, because I would not send you to some asshole, because I don't like people who are like that. I like good folk. And you know what? I'm looking right now. Is anyone live? Is there a good folk I can send you to? And I don't see anyone's live right now. So nope. This is the end of the road for a lot of y'all, but I hope you will be back this weekend at some point. I will be back on the channel. I'm going to be doing a bunch of stuff tomorrow. We are Tottenham TV. They invited me on the Pump Up show, so I'm going to get to wake up at 6:30 a.m. and start talking Spurs. Won't that be fun?
Definitely tuning in for that one.
Yeah, I'll be half awake. Come on, you Spurs. And then I'll watch the match, and then I'll go on a couple channels, do post-match reactions. So I'll be around tomorrow, just might not be here bringing content because my wife just won't let me stream for an entire day, but only sections of the day. So we will be back, if not on Sunday. Holler at us. Come back. I hope you have a great rest of your day. And obviously, oh wait, Kuva, you and I didn't give our score predictions and goal scores. Real quick.
Yeah, I did.
You did?
7-3.
Oh yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. My score prediction: 4-1 Tottenham Hotspur with the win. Sonny with a brace. Maddison with 1, and you Goaty with 1.
Nice.
Talk to me nicely.
Oh yeah. Like these two one as well.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's gonna. I had something.
What the hell? I'm gonna have to change mine to 8-3. Give him a goal as well.
Yeah, you should. But before I let you all go and enjoy the rest of your evening and whatever you all do, I hope you enjoy it. And again, I just want to say I appreciate every single person who's come here and hit that like button. I didn't see any dislikes. Let me double check, because there's usually at least a couple who come in here. No, 136 likes, 0 dislikes. It's got to be some kind of a record. I'm sure those 4 fuckers will come around and dislike in due time, because they always do. But until
it's normally me and Kuva, but you had us on the show, so we won't dislike it today.
I knew it. They always say to Julius Caesar, "Watch your back." What was the guy's name? Bart. The guy who stabbed Caesar Bartholomew.
Bart.
Brutus.
I can't remember his name.
Is it Brutus?
Brutus. Yes, I knew it started with a B.
Eat my shorts, Caesar.
Eat my shorts. There it is. We are Tottenham TV. The first time Ben texted me this morning. I woke up to a text from Ben from We Are Tottenham TV, and I guess I must have done something right in my life if that's happened.
I got a text from Ben.
I've been doing this YouTube thing for like 2 years, and this is the first time I've gotten a text from Ben, so I feel pretty good about it. Big up Zapur. Why are you mentioning the dislike? Hey man, I like all factions to be represented here. And you know what? At the end of the day, the love always outpowers the hate anyway. 136 likes, 4 dislikes. That's a lot more love than hate. So you know what? I appreciate everyone who does tune in and help us. Brutus, my dude. Eat my shorts, Julius. Okay. Unknown says good luck for the game. Thank you, Unknown. If you don't win, lose point is good. There you go. Good luck for the game. Thank you. You never told me what team you support, so I'm not going to wish you good luck, but because it might be fucking Sheffield. So, what time do they start? An hour and a half before kickoff, is what I was told. Don't forget us when you hit the big time, Jacob. Rich, I will never forget you. Of course, how can I forget you? Smashing show, such a great trio. Big up Nick Brown here the entire time. Appreciate that. But as always, y'all, stay breast. This whole show's been fucked because of my gray hair. I blame the gray hair, y'all. It's not my fault. From the first minute to the 2 hours and 40th minute, I cannot speak English. So I will say stay blessed, stay fresh, up the lads, and come on, you Spurs. Of course.
United Spurs of America.